Quattro. Come on, man. Should have been stuck up in the booth with me instead of racing. Deary me.
I don't know, where's his priorities at?
Do you know, I asked him very, very politely, could you, it's 15 minutes to go to our birthday. Will you please be in the booth with me? First words, no.
No.
Let's have a look here. We refresh the...
Yep, you're live.
I always like to see it on my screen too, so I can see the comments pop up. This stage always takes a while for... Oh my!
Yeah.
Ooh! There we go. I see it now. Right, here we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Ender's got a penalty. And, oh, and gets hit as well. I wonder if there's a bit of a personal rivalry already between Oricon and not Rascal, but it's Ender. Anyways, I am Savoy, and this is the finale, the 3-hour endurance race at Le Mans. And I thought I was going to be joined by Larasco, but as you can see, he is out on the track. But so I've managed to get this guy to commentate with us. So introduce yourself. Oh,
hello everyone. Yep, I am Lottie26, and I am making my debut in the commentary booth today. You know, someone said to me that your first debut doing live commentary would be on a virtual car race online. I'd have gone a bit crazy at them, but here we are. It's actually almost about 6 or 7 years to the date that I last commentated for football. And I commentated for Stirling Albion in the second Scottish Division to Hospital Radio. And
really?
I think there was about 10 people listening. So this is a pretty similar experience, actually.
Oh, I've just noticed that. I don't know on your screen there if you had some cars stuck on the grid. Now that's not going to be good. But yeah, you actually commented on Stirling Albion.
Stirling Albion, second Scottish Division. It was quite something. There was a few crazy results back in those days.
Oh, there's still crazy results back in Scottish football.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, happy to be here. 3-hour race. It's a long one to make your debut, but we'll try and keep you as entertained as possible.
Yeah, for 3 hours at least. So we've got a couple of people stuck, Robo and Larasco, that are unfortunately stuck. So hopefully they can clear their cache and maybe get sorted out. Got 5 people watching, 2 likes. So hopefully we get some more likes along this way, and hopefully get some more subscribers along the way. Our target is, I think it's now at 350 subscribers. I think we're at 322, so I think we've gained at least a couple of subs during this this championship, and be quite nice to see a few more. But looking at the LMP1 class, we've got 7 LMP1 racers, and a couple of them just fill it in just to make the numbers up, and we've got 7 GT3 cars. Use your team with Jerry Bear. I think you said before they have your team has already won this championship. So
it's the LMP ones have already. So the Cha-Cha Sliders.
Oh, the Cha-Cha Sliders have already run.
Yeah, they've already won. They cannot be caught. Whereas the GT3 champs, so my team Danger Noodle Racing, we can lose it if Jerry doesn't finish the race. So if he doesn't complete 70% of the race, and Kofi or Darth wins, then we'll lose the championship. So I'll be on suicide watch if that happens. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But yeah, it's all up for grabs. I mean, the championship is actually seriously close. Danger Noodle Racing's on 36 points, so in the lead, and then there's Rotary Gang, who's made of PK and Chili, but they're not racing tonight, but they're in 24 points.
Basically, just say Chili, because PK's not even bothered racing at all.
No. He ran in the quali race, and I think he was around about. He just really struggled. I think he hasn't played GT Sport for ages, so. But yeah, he's not joining. So, and then there's Kofi Beans, so made out of Kofi, and then there's Imperial Racing of Darth, and they're all on 24 points. Which is pretty crazy. And then Orange Sierra, which is Arachnophobe.
Yeah,
correct?
Arachnophobia. Yeah.
Yep. He's on 20 points. So I will try my best to keep an eye on the live standings as it happens, but it's going to get complicated. It might get a bit messy, but yeah. Should be good.
One thing to note here, talking about in the GT3 class, is the fact that the Kofi Beans team with Kofi driving behind the wheel, he's got a set of Joker softs at his arsenal for this race tonight. So I wonder if that could prove a little bit critical in this race tonight.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, there's quite a few drivers who have still got their softs remaining. So, I mean, just to explain for any new viewers out there that throughout the whole championship, there's 4 races and you're only allowed to use 2 softs across the whole championship. So you have a lot of racers who have already used their softs prior to this race, but you've got some racers that have kept both their softs. So there's Charles has got 2 softs left, and he's first in the LMP1. So I fully expect him to use both softs and just drive away.
Yeah, pretty much.
At some point in this race. Robocopy and the Robotech Racing team, they have 1 soft remaining. Kev has 1 soft. Venom has 1 soft. Ender has 2 softs. So actually, he could race Charles for the win. And then Rascal and both Rascal and Lateral are entering as second drivers, so I don't think that they're eligible to actually use the softs.
No, I don't think so.
So yeah, that's the LMP1 class. So I would say Charles and Ender they should be racing each other. They should be probably up there. It might be hard for Robo and Kev to get up front, but we'll see what happens. And then for the GT3 class, Jerry, my teammate, he has no softs remaining, so it might be a struggle to stay in first. Kofi has 1 soft, Darth has no softs, Arachnophobia has 2 softs, Alex has 2 softs, Cro-Magner has 1 soft, and Prej, who is the second driver, has no softs. I don't expect anyone to remember any of that, but we'll try and keep you in the loop as the race goes on.
We'll try and keep you updated as it goes along. So I'm just noticing here Robocopy is on the set of softs, so he's using his last set. Charles is going to start on mediums by the looks of it, and then you've got Desert Orchid in third. He's going to start on mediums.
Yeah.
They've still got two sets of softs in their hand. Then you've got his actual, former teammate Kofi, who's now driving in that Lexus. He is starting on mediums. Then you've got Venom, just a new driver into this. He's going to start on mediums. Then Darth, who we have seen some tremendous pace from Darth in that Lexus there. I tell you what, going back to that Nürburgring race, and I mean, Darth was catching you up quite a lot there. Were you like... Was it like a massive sigh of relief when he made that little mistake? Huge mistake when he was stayed in the pits for like a minute long.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saving fuel, so I wasn't going as fast as I could have for sure. But that Lexus, after about 6 or 7 laps, was just on rails. It's just insane how much quicker it gets for a stint. So. Certainly for like the first 6 or 7 laps, I genuinely thought like I kind of got this in the bag. But then he just got past Kofi, and then he just was drilling down my gap, like he was chewing it off like no tomorrow. I could have gone a little bit quicker, but ultimately, if he got past me, he would have won easily. And if he didn't make that second mistake in the pits, if he served his penalty the way he should have. Then he would have passed me as well, but because he stayed an extra 30 seconds in the box, then he was just way behind me, and there was nothing he could do. So yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I thought he was on softs in the first stint, but then I saw him pit and I saw the big M come up, and I was like, oh my goodness. But yeah, he is quick in that Lexus. It is a quick car, so I've no idea how he'll perform at this track, but expect him to be right up there at some point.
Don't know what's going on here, but my screen has gone completely black. I don't know if it's the same for you.
Yeah, Kev's just changing the room settings. It must be trying to get some people in.
No worries there. There we go. Perfect. Lovely. We've got these drivers back on the lobby. Hopefully no disconnections there. Kobu's in here. Wiley's in here. Pred Jane, you should be racing. You should be racing back there.
Yeah, Wiley, why are you not racing?
I think he's already done his 2 races.
Oh, but Enter is the second driver. You know, practice makes perfect, Wiley.
Yeah, but the lobby's full. So there we go.
This is true. That is true. See, I need you, Savvy. I need you. You're an experienced commentator, and you just know these things.
There you go, Ben. So yes, looking back here on the LMP1 cars, as we're looking in at, let's have a look at Robocopy. So he's sitting second in the championship, only 8 points away from Char Char. But as you said, Char Char have already guaranteed the championship here. It's got to be close though, considering Robocopy versus Kev for second in the drivers' championship there. So who's your money on? And both they've got one set of softs to their name, but I think Robo's going to start on softs, and I think Kev might be starting on mediums.
He's starting on mediums, yeah. So I will expect Robo to completely clear away, far away from Kev, but then obviously he'll come back in. I mean, he was strong at the Red Bull Ring, wasn't he? Like, you were singing his praises, weren't you?
Oh yeah, Kev, yeah, because I thought it was the season 2 at Monza was the last time we've seen him, but it was actually season 3 that the last time we saw Kev on our screens, but he was sort of struggling in that Aston Martin, kind of struggling towards the back of the field, and then I think he took like a pretty much a long break, and you know, he came back and, you know, finished second in the race. So you know, he lost none of that rustiness that I thought he was going to have coming into the Red Bull Ring on Thursday, but yeah, it's going to be tight to see who's going to come second in the championship with Robo or Kev as
for sure. Yeah, I think I mean I didn't see too much of Kev because I've only joined IRC fairly recently. I didn't see him during his glory days in season 1 and 2, but I gather that he's a very quick driver. Robo is also fast. He's fast on LMP1, so that's actually one to look out for, I think.
I think we're having a bit of a problem here with the lobby, as both Char Char Slider teammates have exited the lobby. I think this is the problem that we had in season 3 with Charles trying to get into the lobby, and then it wasn't working and all that for him, which was actually kind of which was actually kind of frustrating for the admin, especially Dan's and that, because he was hosting them.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it, with Gran Turismo Sport? It just doesn't seem to play well with being an online game. It doesn't really play well with people from different sides of the world. Yeah, Charles has a bit of if anybody doesn't know, I mean, Charles has an issue where he cannot join a lobby that's greater than 6 people. So he has to always kind of be the first one going into lobbies. And there we go, we've the host has ended the game there.
Host have ended the game, so we'll keep you entertained until the lobby is up. So what would you do?
Nothing like a bit of a challenge for me, you know, just start of a 3, you know, just having to fill time, Martin Brundle and David Coulthard style, Canada 2011, let's...
I don't want to be David Coulthard because I don't have a square head. But there you go.
You got the Scottish accent, though.
So, while we'll talk away from all that when the lobby gets up, let's just talk about how your season went in season 4 with the Sandy Balls Citroen. How would you say your season would have went?
Brilliantly. I was genuinely chuffed with how it went, and the time trial was probably when I first got like a sort of inkling that I was getting pretty fast. Like I was getting, you know, 5th, 6th. I think I was 5th on both the time trials. So that was like, I was like, all right, okay, this is good. And then, I think just obviously the highlight was getting podium at Brands Hatch. I mean, albeit because of Chile spinning, but that was it was a really, really good fun championship. I mean, I felt like that I was fast, and I was driving the Citroen as well on controller, which is, I've been told that's an achievement in its own right. And yeah, so I feel like there was missed opportunities. There was a couple of times during some races where I was spinning or making little mistakes here and there. I mean, Brazil comes to mind in Interlagos, and that Monza race, that could have ended up, anybody could have won that race. And I think I was one or two moves away from getting a really good result there as well. But and then Spain should have gotten a lot better. So in the last race, I qualified second, and that should have gone better than finishing, I think, fifth in the end. That should have gone better, but I think I was just a bit too eager trying to dive down the inside of Chile, and then it just all went a bit south from there. But yeah, I mean, when I got a wheel now, when season 5 comes around, I mean, I am getting more consistent, and let's see what happens. I mean, there has been some very, very fast boys who have seems to have left the server, so like Alex Rogers, and a couple of people have left GT Sport to go to the dark side, to the PC. So a couple of fast boys, but then we're always getting new great drivers all the time as this championship, as this community really grows. We're kind of attracting better and better drivers. That's really good. I mean, the championship, the last championship that happened was insanely competitive. Like, we had, wasn't it in Interlagos, where like, from pole in lobby A to like halfway down lobby B was like a second or something like that. It was just
definitely about less than a second, definitely.
Yeah, so it's competitive, and what I love about this is just, I mean, especially during the last period of, obviously the coronavirus pandemic and not being able to go outside, I mean, it was just an absolute godsend having this and having something to focus on. So I could not praise the running of it higher, and I'm so happy that I've been getting involved with it. But yeah, I mean, the competitiveness, it just makes you just want to get better and better and better. You see somebody else like Nugatti or Chile set a lap time, and you're like, oh my goodness, I have to get that.
They set the standard.
Yeah, you work so hard to just try and get to their standard. I've not been in anything like this, like as competitive as this. So it kind of like reflects real racing to an extent, without obviously the physical aspect and the money. The money's an important thing that's missing. But you get it. Honestly, you get that feeling of just, when you when you come down to qualifying, and you've got, especially in season 4, when you had 10 minutes to qualify, you've got like, sometimes you only have like 1 or 2 laps to get that quali lap right, and you've been practicing all week, and it's so nerve-wracking. Yeah. And then when you're in the race, it's just for me, like, it just, that, I think that's what online e-racing is just so good, because it almost replicates that level of what you get in real life, more than any other kind of virtual sport, I think.
Right, so we're just looking here, and again, we seemingly to have more problems, it would seem. Jerry,
I think we might have to change the host, perhaps.
Quite possibly. I think someone did say, do we have a backup host? Where's Techno Guy when you need him, eh?
I know, right?
Where is he? Where is Techno Guy?
He'd fix things.
Yeah.
So, just giving a shout out, Rascal, thank you for the compliment. He says I'm doing great. Thank you. Kobu, we do get fancy trophies? We do.
Yeah, so we do, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah. Do they? How big are the trophies? Are they actual, like, are they man size? Are they like, are they proper trophies?
Oh, they're proper trophies. I think there was one on the Instagram account when they were showing the the people that won it. I think it was like you had Dan's in one side, and I can't remember if it was Lemmy in the other one, but I think Lemmy was on the top right, and if that was Lemmy, he needed to have a flipping haircut, because his hair looked at a right mess. And they actually showed off with their trophies. I think the other one was Defiant as well. But yeah, they are genuine trophies.
The great thing about those trophies, and again, like, finishing top, because we have 3 lobbies of, like, lobby A, obviously the best drivers, lobby B, medium range, and lobby C, kind of big rookies or people like that. But, like, if you finish top 3 in, lobby C, and you get a trophy, I just think that's just brilliant. It just gives you so much motivation and, earning. You don't have to be the fastest of absolutely everybody to win, to get any kind of recognition.
Yeah, it was just a shame that Lateral didn't want to put an extra £100 for every finale race for because I think he did that for season 1, and I thought never again, not doing that again. Couple was saying mine's just waiting in the sorting facility, not yet delivered yet. I don't know if that's over at our country or your country. I'm not too sure, but hopefully you'll get that soon. I think they actually do have some prize money. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
I can't mind though. Right, so this is just a stuck check.
Yep.
Let's see if we get everyone underway. The grid will be determined from the results from the last round at the Red Bull Ring, and some new drivers and all, like Rascal, because he was obviously in the booth. Let's see if we can get everyone underway this time. As they go to 0, and we're good.
Oh yes.
Oh no, hang on, Kofi's not moving.
Kofi's slow.
Kofi's not
needs
moving.
a jump start there from Crow.
Oh, I think Kofi's not moving.
Ah, no.
So that's not what you want to see. I mean, at least we've got Charles and that up and running.
Oh no, he's driving. He's driving. He's steering a wheel. Is he?
See?
No.
Let's see, have a look.
Nope. He says he's good.
Oh, he was not there. Okay, but he's got back end damage then. So, no, I think this
what
is.
What does AFK stand for? I've never understood. What does AFK stand for? I'm just not internet enough, am I?
Oh, it says away from keyboard. That's what it means. There you go.
Ah, okay.
Right, there we go. Didn't know that.
Okay. So we're all good. Thanks, Wiley.
So we've got everyone underway, which is nice. This is just, like it says, a full order. So, who do you think can win in the LMP1s and
GT3s?
Try not to be biased in the GT3s.
Look, honestly, if I could predict this, I'd be living in a mansion because I'd win the lottery. I can't really. I mean, LMP1 Charles should win, but Kev on the softs, you just can't rule him out. But I mean, that said, Charles has 2 sets of softs, so maybe Charles should win. But let's see what Ender can do, right? If Ender gets away in the first, if Ender gets away really, really well and challenges, then there could be a race on there. But Charles is bloody mighty. GT3, I genuinely cannot call a winner. I cannot call a winner at all. Kofi should win because he is one of the top runners that has got a remaining soft. But, you know, as we can see, because Kofi's, I think, where's he starting? A bit further down. He's starting second. Oh. If he gets stuck behind Jerry for a while, and you know in the Hyundai, you know, it's got some great straight line speed. So if Kofi gets stuck behind Jerry and like kind of starts wasting those softs away, then you know, it kind of depends on how quickly he can get past. It's absolutely crucial, I think, for his race. But if he gets past and doesn't doesn't get any penalties, and that's something I think we actually really should mention, that on this track it is insanely easy to get a time penalty. It is so easy. So, like, you know, you got Dunlop, Tetra Rouge, Corvette Corner. If you just go ever so slightly over the white lines, you get some pretty harsh penalties. You know, quite 2-second penalties. You know, and the rules have been actually slightly changed for this race, where there's no specific penalty burn zones. You just have to burn the penalty at the start of the straight if you obviously have a penalty. So. There's just like I every time I've raced Lassars, like, you do your best, you still get penalties. You know, it's crazy. It's nothing like real life. So that will change things, I think. You know, so Kofi could be 10 seconds out in front, and then he gets a really bad penalty, and then all of a sudden everyone's back in. So yeah, it might be the penalties might be a little bit unfair, but I mean, they might add to the excitement.
That they should indeed. So, to my knowledge, it looks like we're going to get underway after the first chicane. That will be the PlayStation chicane, by look at what I'm seeing. So, okay, I'm not going to go for a full lap under.
Yeah, I would say, just to explain, so usually in ARC, as of Season 4, we've been doing rolling starts. So we do a whole rolling start, like a formation lap and a rolling start. But because obviously Le Mans is a 4-minute lap in the GR3s and about a 3.5-minute lap in a LMP1, we're not going to sit here for 6 minutes. So they will do a formation lap until the end of the first bit of the Mulsanne Straight, and then the stacking zone will be just after the chicane, and then they'll go from there. So that should be a little bit better. We have enough dead time to fill.
Oh yeah, plenty of time. We also got some penalty burns to fill, which I'm probably presuming it will be on that massive straightaway, plus also at the Mulsanne Straight too, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's at the start of basically every straight.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Jerry
Alex,
is hype.
Alex
Jerry
is
is
getting
hype
for the P. Sorry. Oh, Jerry Bow's hyping up already. Yeah.
He is hype. Yep. Alex is going for a P.
Yep,
Oh please.
He's going for a number 1.
Let's hope. And also another reminder is that obviously this is a heavy damage event as well. So the racing has been remarkably clean in the last 2 races. Actually, we were a bit worried after the first race, but it's been good since. So, but it's always bearing in mind that if you get heavy, if you get heavy damage on the first part of the Mulsanne Straight, like say engine damage, for example, you're going to carry that pain for the next 3 minutes before you can pit, and then you have to pit for a minimum of 30 seconds. So it's just, you do not want to get damage on this track. Yeah,
that'll cost probably 50 seconds, maybe at least to about a minute before making that pit stop with that engine damage. So, this is, clean driving is pivotal around here, just what we want to see. We want to see some good, clean, fair driving, no sort of contact whatsoever. Couple was saying the last time we were here for 3 hours was the body class durable CJ and I won the GT. No, it was the it was a 90-minute one. We did a 90-minute race. That was my very first commentating I did for this as well. Was that 90-minute endurance? Yeah. So it wasn't the 3-hour race. It was the 90-minute race. That one. That was Kobu. Matteo says Savvy bingo on hand. Oh, okay. Get your bingo cards out then. I don't know what are the phrases I'm going to pull out here. I don't know.
Yeah, what's a savvy bingo? Can I see it, please?
I know. I want to see too. I'd like to know it all. So then we're looking here at Predji, who had a tremendous battle with your teammate Jerry Bear pretty much the whole entire race there. What was? Did Jerry Bear say anything to you after the race about with Predji?
Stuff I can't repeat on the stream for due to Ofcom regulations.
Oh, okay,
but he was something about being on his behind. It was an intense race.
Pretty much the whole entire race, and then obviously Chile made that stop and just.
Yeah, I expect him to be similar in this race. Yeah, I think we're starting.
Yeah, I think we will be starting very, very soon. Yep, Jerrybo's saying, he's got to go race. And Kev is just about to start the race. So we're going to get this 3-hour race underway. The starting grid, like I says, will be in the finishing results from the 3rd round, the round before. So I will get that up on on one of my pictures here. So here we go. This is the final round of the ARC Endurance Racing Championship at Le Mans. Starting in the front row will be Charles, then it's Robo, then Kev, then it will be Ender. Venom Snake will be 5th. 6th is Larasco, and Lateral Dre will bring up the rear in the LMP1s. Jenny Bear will start 8th. Then it will be Kofi, Darth, Arakanon, Alex, Cro-Magna, and Predji. That's your lot. I know I did say that purposely, not accidentally, for Aragagon.
Yeah, we have. Do you have a long list of alternative names?
I know Larasco did have a long list of Orchid's names, but I don't think he said all of it. I don't think he used all of them, but I can't mind what there was. I mean, there was like Anorak, Arrogance. It was something like that.
I'm sure we'll go through all of them in the next 3 hours anytime he appears. I mean, he should appear on screen. He's on the Corvette, and the Corvette is rapid on the straight.
Yeah, something to look out for then too is that orange Sierra Corvette.
Apparently we need to grab a dictionary. Thanks, Wiley. Maybe I will, actually. Words beginning with AR.
I know one beginning with E, ending with E, but it's got 8 letters, but we're not going to say that on stream. So anyways, so here we go. We've got Charles on the pole, then Robocopy, and then Kev in third. Them two battling out for second in the championship. Ender, if he could have raced there, if Ender could have raced in the third race, could have been a freeway scrap for that second spot. But
yeah.
But there you are. But it's, you know, it's nice to see Ender back with us then, and hopefully he'll do some damage in this race and possibly spoil Charles's and Cha-Cha Slider's party of losing that 100% winning ratio in this championship.
Well, let's hope he doesn't do too much actual damage. We want to keep it as clean as possible, boys.
I tell you what, thank God Lateral's not in the chat, otherwise we'll be saying spin, Chucky, spin, or whatever.
Yeah.
So then they're just going into the PlayStation chicane, and then we will get this 3-hour race underway. So they'll start to form up double file, and then Charles can dictate the pace where he will start. And now the cars will go into double file. So it is Porsche versus Toyota for LMP1s, and then there's a whole multitude of manufacturers in the GT3 class. Whoever's going to win it there, it's going to be certainly interesting. Let's turn the camera over, and away we go. The 3-hour race is underway.
Yeah, great start from Charles there. He's pulling ahead, but no, actually Robocopy's coming back at him. Oh, somebody's gone off wide.
Oh, Rascal late, very late on the brakes. And I tell you what, Lado's made a good start from 7th already up to 5th place, and Kev already up to 2nd.
Yeah, that's it's not the greatest start from Rascal there. I can't. What happened there?
I think he just late braked himself. I think that's what it was.
He did. Yeah.
Just going into the other chicane, just got a bit too late there. My apologies, but yeah, it looked like to me that he was late on to brake. Onto Mulsanne we go for the first time, and Kev already on the back of Charles, right on board in the back of Charles's Porsche. And you can see Kev already hunting him down. Actually, Charles starting on the mediums. Kev's also on the mediums too. Look further in the background, Ender versus Lateral side by side going into Indianapolis. And Lateral's gone into 3rd place. Good solid start this from Lateral.
Absolutely. Yeah, good job from him. Oh, Rascal's gone off.
Oh dear, Rascal.
He's gone down to 7th.
And he's sprung Robocopy too. Now it's going to be Pitbull for 2nd in the championship. Let's ride on board again with Lateral. Rascal, sorry. So going in towards Indianapolis, did he get help?
I think he just went off by himself.
Oh no, there was contact. Yeah, Robo was a bit too far back and made a bit of contact with him. So that allowed Venom to go into 5th, and Rascal down to 6th.
Meanwhile, in the GT3, Jerry Bear, Kofi, and Anorak are nose to tail.
They've already checked out from Predje in 11th.
Yeah.
Who's that at the back of the field? Alex Gabin in the 6th sense Duracell silly sausage Citroen. So
yeah, we're not saying the full team names here.
No, definitely not. So yes, so we got a good 3-car scrap for the lead in GT3 class. Jerry Bear trying to hold his own. At least he'll be quite happy not to see Predje at the back of it, but it's going to be a different Lexus of Kofi, as you said there. As Robocopy's in the pit lane. Yeah, Robo does have damage. Yeah, front right, left, and back damage done to his Toyota. Not good.
That's really not good for his chances. He still has a. Oh, this is on a soft run as well. So this is not what he needs on his fast tire. And
again, he's got to wait 30 seconds too.
Yeah.
So he's going to lose even more time.
That's big pain. Charles has got a 1-second penalty. And he's burning it on
And
the
he's
straight now,
burning it.
and Kev's coming through. Is he? Kev's
He's going to
right up
be
to
in. He's going to be in the slipstream anyways, and there he goes, blasts by.
Yeah.
So Kev takes the lead. I'm wondering if that was at the Tetra Rouge where Charles made that penalty. I don't know if he maybe shortcut it or ran a bit wide on the exit of Tetra Rouge, but that's a very easy corner to pick up a penalty. There's Tetra Rouge.
Yeah, so that's a turnout for the books, and Charles is starting on the medium as well. So this should be a battle. Actually, so there's no tire advantage on either of these two drivers, but that's just what I was telling you just before the race, that these time penalties are so easy to pick up, and they will affect the order considerably.
Yeah, I don't think that's not going to be the first time we're going to hear someone picking up a penalty anyways, especially with 2 hours race times. We're on board with Lado, who makes the Michelin chicane all wrong and Ender's all over the back of him now.
Yep, Ender on the soft tires, remember, as well, so...
He's got damage. Lado's got back-end damage, so he's going to lose some speed on the straightaway. And
Ender's got damage as well on the front and the rear axle.
I
so
think that was
coming together.
Yeah, that might have been where we were on board with, I think it was. So going into Mulsanne, and Ender's gone through up to third. But they both have damage on their cars.
Do you know what, I jinxed it by saying the past few races have been very clean, that we've already seen a Robocopy in the presumably in the wall, and Ender and Lat getting together. I mean, Ender was a contender for the win here. This is not good. At
Fuji, yeah, he was looking very, very good, and then before the unfortunate disconnect happened, his Lateral was not giving up third place now, but he's going to have to stick in behind Ender's Toyota. So Ender will now into a third position, and Lateral will stay down in fourth position. No matter what, it's been a good start then. Half a second penalty for Ender. He has to benefit. In fact, he's gone wide. They've all gone off there. They've all gone off. I think that was just a reaction to when Ender was going to be braking. So into Indianapolis, and they both mistimed the braking at Arnage.
And Venom Snake in a podium. I mean, it's 8 minutes into a 3-hour race, but Venom Snake in a podium position, that is not what he expects. Oh, he's gone off into the gravel.
Venom Snake's gone off his head of the Porsche curbs. Yes, indeed it is.
Oh, well, Venom. Sorry, I'm sorry. I started praising you there, and then you got off.
Yeah, I think you need to shut your mouth for 3 hours now. So what did he do? He just understeered off into the K litter.
Yeah, it's so easy to do, and that it's really, really easy to overcook it, and especially if you have. I mean, I don't know how much he's practiced, but you need to get your lines right into there. And sometimes the LMP ones, you don't. You think that there's a lot more downforce, and then on some corners like that, you're just, it really surprises you that you really have to kind of take it slower than you think. But yeah, medium tires. Yeah.
Kobu's basically saying to you, Law, stop activating the commentator's curse, and then Mace is coming and saying, commentator's curse in action.
I'm saying nothing about Jerry then for the rest of the race.
Robocopy. Yeah, I just noticed there.
God.
I don't know if Arachnophobia had some sort of contact, but no, he didn't. But he's going to lose a lot of momentum.
And Jerry's gone off. He's going to pick up a pen probably for that. He understeered way off the track.
Yeah, that was because Robocopy was in a hurry to get by them all, and I mean that's a terrible place for corners to pass. And here comes Orchid, and he's getting close to the back of Jerry Bear's Hyundai, and Kofi gets into the back of the Corvette. So
keep it clean, guys. Come on.
Here he comes to the inside. It's right on board now with Kofi. See this duel up ahead, Hyundai versus Chevrolet, who's going to be late on the brakes going into the first corner. It's going to be Jerry Bear holding off for now, but I think Arachnid was trying to go for the cutback, and he's gone by.
He's through. Yeah, Jerry had to compromise his exit out of that corner, and the Corvette just has slightly more power on exit. But let's see, Jerry's going to get back on the Mulsanne straight here with a bit of slipstream.
I've already just noticed that there too, that Kofi's got front and back end damage, and he is still keeping in touch there, so a good spot there, Kobu. But he is still keeping within touching distance, but this is where the damage will probably play dividends here, because them two are just going to shoot off into the distance.
Absolutely. So can Jerry get past on this straight? He's not pulling as much as I thought he would, actually. He's not really closing up. But then again, Jerry just has to finish the race for Danger Noodle to win the champs. So it's a 3-hour race. Play the long game.
And looking further back then, already Alex Gaming catching up. We did see him in last place not too long ago, so he's already up to 11th overall. So something must have happened with Pred and them other drivers too.
Yeah, I mean, apologies if we're missing any of these battles. There's just too many battles going on.
This is what you get to see in some endurance race, and just battles everywhere you look. And I mean, it's hard to pick out any one of them.
Yeah, I mean, meanwhile, in the LMP ones, it's fairly stable. They're actually quite spread out, so we're safe in the knowledge that I guess that we can watch the GT3s here, but I'll keep an eye on them.
Looking at the back then of the Lexus of Kofi Juicy, and just see Alex Gaming now just catching up. And again, like I says, that's with the damage now. So into Mulsanne they go for the third time. Will a pass be made? Yes, indeed they will. And Alex will move up into third in class now. And now he's got to set his sights on Jerry Bear and a Hyundai ahead. Why was the entrant's choice? Why the Hyundai for this championship?
It's a complete whim, to be honest. I just saw that it got buffed in the update, and I didn't want to drive the Citroen again, and I thought it was either between that. I mean, I've not driven the Lexus, or I hadn't driven any of the cars, to be honest, but I mean, I spun the least with the Hyundai as well. So it's definitely one of the more stable cars.
I've been seeing it to a couple of other commentators like Rascal and Jerry Bear, you know, your teammate yourself at the Nürburgring. But I'm wondering if we're going to see Hyundai, like a new manufacturer, will enter into season 5, because it may be a possibility if they considering, like you said, if it had a big buff on the in the update.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what their car restrictions are. You know, what the car choice is, because it is absolutely terrible on fuel and tyres. Meanwhile, Ender is picking up loads of penalties. He's got 1.4 second penalties. I came on board with him and he had a 1 second penalty, and now he's just got another one, so he is slowing down. Oh dear, Ender.
I have to say here that Larasco, even though he had his problems in the opening lap going off in the kitty litter at Indianapolis, he's only nearly 8 seconds away from the leader Charles, and only about 3.5 seconds away from his teammate Kev was in the lead, and only 3.5 seconds away from his teammate Charles. And I tell you, well, he's actually setting the fast lap of the race there with a 3:24. So Larasco has found some momentum around here.
I'm looking back at Kofi and I have no idea why he's not pitting, because surely he's losing time. He has to be losing time with front and rear bumper damage.
He'll lose a hell of a lot of time on the straights, that's for sure. But probably in the corner-wise, I don't think he'll lose too much time. But it's this part right here where we're looking at Larasco and Charles and that. That's where they're really going to lose a lot of time with that damage. Yeah.
He's tracking a good 4 seconds less than Alex. And Alex
has got a penalty
from Jerry.
Oh yeah, Alex on a mission here. So yeah, Alex, good pass. Let's actually see a replay. Let's see how he did it. Going into the Dunlop curves. Oh, Jerry made a mistake in the middle and then compromised them on the exit. And then Alex takes full advantage at second place in the class there. So Alex has found a rhythm at Le Mans.
I'm surprised the Citroen is doing that well, actually. I mean, it is an absolute dog on the straights. So that is a really good showing from Alex, who, you know, it's not an easy car to handle, and I believe I saw him spinning on the string more than, you know, pointing forward. So he's got it together, and this is actually a really good showing from him. I honestly, I did not see this happening. The GT3 class is being led by Arachnophobia and Alex.
Yeah, I was just about to say that Alex is supposed to put in a ton of practice in, because we see him in that qualifying race at the Red Bull short race. Now he couldn't control that Citroen at all. He was really struggling. We've seen him go off more times than we've seen him on track. But here he is there, and he's probably having the race of his life there, sitting second in the class. And I think he's somewhat closing a little bit on Desert Orchid in front of him.
Yeah, and as Wiley has just pointed out to me, thank you, that he does have 2 softs remaining as well. So, yeah, I mean, 2 hours and 44 minutes to go, but can he do it? Can the Citroen win Le Mans?
Well, it'll be the home circuit though, because we're in France.
I mean, Chile will be Chile, I don't know if Chile's watching the stream, but he'll be absolutely delighted with this. He's the biggest Citroen lover in the world. He absolutely loves it. I feel like it's a kind of love here, like Stockholm syndrome sort of thing, but he loves it.
Yeah, he is starting to close up on the back of that Corvette. Already 2.5 seconds.
Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong person. I mean, Venom Snake's actually closing up on Lateral quite significantly as well. Lateral's still carrying that rear bumper damage down 5th. But yeah, Venom is going to probably overtake him.
Yeah, and I mean, what was a really good start there from Lateral, starting dead last in LMP1 class, got up to 3rd place, and he's already picked up that damage. So Lateral sort of struggling so far in the Porsche, but I mean that time at 3:31 that he just did, that's about 10 seconds off what I would have expected an LMP1 in a medium. Well, about 9 seconds, but you can see there, Robocop set the fastest lap of the race, so that is nearly 7 seconds a lap slower than the fastest lap set by Robo.
Yeah, so it's just interesting to see that the drivers are... It gets a bit squirrely there. It's just interesting to see that they're just not... They're not wanting to go for the pit stops when they got damage, and you know, on a big long track like this, so you wanting to carry around 2, 3, 4 seconds worth of damage for a lap. But this is where this is he going to make a move here?
He's going to have a look. Venom trying to go to the outside, but then Fakes it, tries to go to the inside, maybe going into Michelin. No, he's going to stick in just behind, but he'll probably know that he's faster than Lateral. Venom will probably won't know that Lateral has got some damage on the back of his Porsche, but you know, he will get by him, go probably into Mossad, I reckon. But Lateral's going to try and defend that 5th place. But it's just, he's just gone by him. Just maybe just let him by, I suppose. So up into 5th now goes Venom. I thought he was getting into the very close to the back end of him.
It's close, and he's really struggling with he's in the Porsche, right? Isn't he? Mm-hmm. That is. I hate driving that car because just on acceleration I cannot deal with the front wheel spin. It's just the understeer on acceleration is just really. It's hard to control, and I just saw him like really struggling to get out of that chicane as well. So, not great. Meanwhile, there's a good battle for 12th, 13th between Kofi and Darth, who are further back than I thought they would be, if I'm honest with you. But they are both carrying significant damage. I mean, Kofi's got front and rear damage, and Darth has got front damage. But Darth's going to come here.
Yeah, here comes Darth. He's going to pull out to the outside after Tetra Rouge, and he's just going to breeze by Kofi like he wasn't even there. And Kofi's trying to find some sort of a slipstream, but with that damage, he's not going to probably gain any speed from him whatsoever. So Darth has gone ahead, so he's up to 12th place overall. That will be 5th in class. And Cro-Magnon at the back of the field, already 15 seconds away from Kofi. But he'll be the way that Kofi's racing around here with that damage. It's not going to be long until Cro will get by him.
No, not at all. I mean, in terms of the championship, this is not great for Darth and Kofi. Sixth Chic team. That's Alex, right? Alex is in that team. There's been a change for position there. Yeah, Jerry and Alex.
Oh, okay. I think there must have been something happened with Alex, because he's lost a bit of time to the Corvette just ahead, because it's up to 4 seconds. So battle going on for 2nd in the class. Something that you'll be happy to see.
Looking at the replay. Alex did a massive dive bomb into that chicane and made it stick, actually. So that was a great move from Alex there. But now, obviously, Jerry's going to come back at him. Good racing. I mean, Alex...
Yeah.
I'm just massively impressed with that Citroen. That's pulling any sort of straight line speed. I mean, let me see the... Yeah, Jerry is shifting really early, actually.
So is he saving fuel? He's nearly down to about 50% of fuel already, whereas Jerry Bear is just slightly got more fuel ahead, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's over the course of a stint, it'll be small gains, but it kind of does make a difference. I mean, the Hyundai is just... It's never going to compete against the Citroen for fuel economy. The Citroen is just incredible. It's got that 7th gear as well, which is massively helpful on the Mulsanne straights. So that is
And look who's actually coming up to behind Jerry Bear. It's going to be Red Bull Battle reunited again with Jerry and Predgy.
Yep.
Here we go, when part 2 of that battle between the pair of them. I wonder how that's going to fare out to be. Still looking again at Kofi. Still can't. Oh, he's actually found a way by Darth. We did see Darth by him on the straightaway, so Kofi's found a way by again. More or less if Darth has made some sort of mistake that we didn't see.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see a mistake there, but yeah, I mean, this class is close. I mean, I just kind of wonder if none of them were carrying any damage. What kind of pace would they be doing? Is it going to be? Would it be the same? But yeah, a long time to go yet.
Yeah, there's still like nearly 2.5 hours to go until this to this race. So I mean, it's a marathon, not a sprint by any stretch of the imagination. Looking here at Larasco, started clutching up a little bit onto the back of his teammate. Now down to about 2.5 seconds. Last lap comparison, 3:25 from Charles, and Rasco did a 3:26. But yeah, they'll be swapping a lap over each other. Charles was faster that last lap by, and then Rascal was the fastest the previous time by. So
yeah. Did Ender started this race on the... No, he started on the mediums. Okay.
Yeah, he started on mediums, and he still got damage.
Yeah, so the only person who started in the softs in the LMP1 was Robo, and he's still back down 7th, about 12 seconds away from Lat. But
and it's catching in a hurry because he's setting fastest lap after fastest lap. He's into the 23s now.
Yeah, God, I mean, he would be easily leading this race if he didn't make them. We didn't see what happened to him, but I mean, it must have been something fairly terminal. But yeah, well, he would easily be leading.
I'm presuming it might have been the contact from Rascal at the first lap at Indianapolis. That's what probably might have got him the damage, but he's catching Lato pretty much there about 2 seconds alone if that was part of the track, as Ender finally comes into the pit lane. He's had enough of being far too slow, so he's going to put his Toyota into the pits.
Yep.
So
I'm just flagging that the 1 and 2 in the LMP are now lapping the GR3s, and somehow Kevin must have been held up because the gap has come down to under 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was about 3.5 seconds, so Charles can probably smell bitter blood there from Kev. They'll have Kofi and Darth to get by on this next straightaway. Both of them do have damage on their cars, and I think Rascal's gone off. Rascal's had a moment, and he's got some rear left damage.
Oh, and he's going through the barriers. Oh dear, what's he done there?
Let's have a look at a replay. So going into the PlayStation chicane, 205 miles an hour. He just took kamikaze into the corner, and then just took out Cro-Magnon. That was absolute madness there from Rascal. Well, I don't know what on earth was he thinking. I hope Crow hasn't picked up any damage. Yeah, he's got a lot of damage after that.
It's not good. What was he looking at? He must have been looking at his phone, or was he checking the commentary to see how well I was doing? Replacing him, but I don't know.
I don't know. That was a bit of madness there from Rascal, because to me it looked like he braked so much late going into that play corner, forgot to brake.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll see after that. After the race.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Crow will not be too happy with that. I'll tell you that. Kev's lead's now extended now, 2.3 seconds now away from Charles, and now Rascal with that left rear damage has fallen way back now, 12 seconds back, but 26 seconds ahead of Venom up in 4th place, who's still looking very tidy at the moment. So Venom, even though he's quite late into the championship, he's doing a surprisingly excellent job.
Yeah, so just seeing Ender pitted, so he's repaired that damage. He put on a set of softs.
So that'll be the first of soft tyres that he's put in. That's his first set.
And he also filled up to pretty much 100% fuel.
Yeah, pretty much. So he's going to try and replicate what Robocop is doing, because he is still setting some pretty decent lap times. Just noticing there from Venom Snake, he must have had some sort of incident on lap 6, as he's done a 3:36, while his best lap's been a 3:29, and he picked up a 1 second penalty.
Prej, if you look on 10th and Prej, he went off, and the Porsche curves went really, really wide just as Kev and Charles were passing, and he's picked up a 1 second penalty. Oh no.
Well, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, Jerry Bear too. Yeah, they were all. Yeah, the GT3 boys were moving out of the way. That's what they were doing. They were just moving out of the way, and that's.
Should not be doing that. So the
really,
rules are like, you know, the LMP ones can just steer on through. You know, the GT3s do not have to get off.
And Jerry Bear's just gone by. Jerry Bear's gone by ahead of Prej.
Yeah, I mean that's just such a tricky thing, isn't it, with multi-class racing, that you get.
Oh, we may get another penalty here. Prej, he ran very wide off the exit of the Dunlop curves, and yeah, another half a second penalty.
The stewards are going to have a field day with this. I mean, I have no idea how they're going to get. They're going to take at least a month to get through all of this already, and we're only 30 minutes in.
Yeah, 30 minutes in. Rascal goes by with his damaged Porsche. Techno Guy's in the chat there. How are you doing, Techno Guy? What happened to Robo was he had an incident in the first lap, picked up some damage, and he's came into the pit lane, and he's just being absolutely quick at the moment. I also noticed there Darth Nihilus also picked up a penalty. Half a second penalty. That must have been.
This is just it's going to be utterly impossible to keep track of all of the penalties. It's mental. Yeah, so Robocopy. Oh, Robo's actually, he's right on the back of the LMPs now. He's come back. He's really pulled that gap way down.
Yeah, he's caught up a hell of a lot to Venom and Latido. I mean, Latido's car's looking a little bit sorry, even with that back end damage. So yeah, battle going on then for 4th place effectively. And Robocopy, he's probably in a bit of a bad mood. He's just chandling it, isn't he? You can see Latido getting that tail, very happy on the exit of the PlayStation chicane. And here he goes. Tucks up into the slipstream. He's going to get by him, no problem at all. Oh, trying to get a bit of a side draft, I think, but he's got by, so he's up to 5th place now.
Yeah, that's what's called. Lateral was just letting him through, but just letting him know that he's not happy about it.
I don't think he should be too unhappy with
Lateral's
gone off there. Yeah, just picked it up. Must have mistimed his braking there, I think.
Through the barriers. Ay.
So let's see, did he just mistime his brakes?
We're seeing that a lot today. That's Rascal and Lateral just completely missing the braking points.
Oh God, I tell you what, he nearly smashed into the back there. I could have used the phrase penetrated like a porn star yet again, but unfortunately not now.
Is that on your bingo? That's on your bingo card, right?
Possibly. That might be the centre bit. Look at again back at the front of Robocopy. 2.1 seconds he has over to Venom, just trying to get by the damaged Kofi Juicy.
The gap at the front between the two LMP1s, between Kev and Charles, come down to 1 sec.
So Charles is within touching distance now. He's in slipstream distance, as I should say. Yeah, it's less than a second going into the forward curves. And Charles has found some momentum here. This could be a pretty decent lap time. He's really caught up now to the back of Kev.
Yeah, I'm just looking back in the GR3 class here, and yeah, they kind of spread out a little bit. I mean, all of the damage that they've been all getting, it's probably not surprising. But they were all really, really close to each other, and now Darth is. Robocop is finding it quite hard to get past Darth there, but he got past eventually, just a little nudge. Yeah, they should be pitting fairly soon. Well, they got about 25% of fuel left.
Yeah, about 25. I'm just looking at the leader here, Arachnon just going by, and Alex is caught up again. We did see that battle was up to about 4 seconds. Last lap by there from Arachnon was a 4-minute 1. Whereas Alex did a 4-minute 1 too, and he's got a half a second penalty.
See how easy it is. It's just so you can be in a zone and you're just chasing somebody down, and then and it's such a shit. What's Arachnon's really slow?
Yeah, he is. He's very, very slow. He's not got no damage though, and he's gone a little wide off Tetra Rouge.
Oh,
and he's now got a half a second penalty. So okay, then they've got to burn it now.
Oh, that's good. Good for us.
Yeah, that's good there for entertainment. So here we go. Let's ride on board now with
Alex. Alex has got a run.
Yeah, he's got the run on him. And it looks like Arachnid is not going to pose any sort of defence. He's just probably going to let him by. They might be good side by side into the PlayStation chicane. Blue flags because there'll be some LMP1 drivers behind. And it will be Venom in the process, followed by Robocopy. And Alex takes the lead. I think Riley Coyote will be very happy to see that.
Yep, as Venom Snake goes past quite easily. That's what you want. That is the best place to pass a GR3 right there. But yeah, I mean, I can't believe my eyes. I cannot believe a Citroen is in the lead at Le Mans. It's crazy. But props to Alex. This is what a turnout.
That's what it's a massive turnabout what Alex has done here from struggling that car at the Red Bull short race and qualifying to leading this class is just a massive turnabout.
Yeah, Bunny is happy, says Wiley.
Yeah,
that's because go on.
I was about to say, did Ender bin it to let Robo pass? No, Ender binned it a few laps later, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, I need to start writing this down because I cannot remember. But yeah, it sounds like something that would happen.
There would have been about 2 pages if you would have written this all down, considering the amount of racing that we've done already.
Yeah, I think he binned it really early. Like, I think, no, that was Robo, sorry. He did have damage on laps, and he came in on lap 7, but he's got a penalty.
I think he might have had a penalty at all there, because he's just been unghosted.
Meanwhile, the front, Kev has stretched out the gap even further. So he's 4.7 seconds ahead, so what happened there? Charles must have had a really ordinary lap here.
Yeah, he's got some damage there. He's got some scratches there on the car. Yeah, 3 minute 29.5, so Charles has made a mistake. And Orasco's only 7 seconds behind now. And Orasco's got damage on his sliders Porsche.
Yeah, but I mean, he literally just did a purple, so it's probably not affecting him that much.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh, hi, he's just set fastest lap, 3 minute 22.737. They were saying about lap times roughly in the 321s, didn't they, in the chat?
Yeah, and on the softs it should be 321, but I mean, medium at a 322 is brilliant. That's a fantastic time. And like, you know, Robo on the softs, we all thought his pace was actually really, really good, but yeah, that's just smashed it. Right, so Rascal's in the zone.
Yeah, Rascal's definitely back in the zone after that monumental mistake that he did on lap 7 at the PlayStation chicane. So we'll give you a rundown then of all the drivers so far, because it's past the first half an hour. Kev Beister in the lead. The gap is slowly again coming down now to 3.5 seconds ahead of Charles in second. Then it's a second of the Cha-Cha Sliders Porsche. That is Rascal in third. And you've got Robocopy, a man on a mission. Already, he's actually gone by Venom Snake, so Robo now up into fourth. And Venom Snake now delegated into 5th position. Lado still showing off that rear end damage, but he's still in that race there with in 6th place, and Ender with that. He's actually got front end damage now. So Ender's picked up some more damage as he's just lapped Jerry Bear. And then leading the GT3 class is the ever impressive Alex Gaming with the Lando Norris helmet there. I've just noticed there. There is what other words can we say about him? I forgot now. Think of another word.
Anorak. Just go
Anorak.
For that.
Right, we'll go for Anorak in 9th place. Then you've got, there's your teammate there, Jerry Bear in 10th. Then you've got Darth Nihilus, who's got a 1 second penalty in 11th and 4th overall in the class. As Predji comes into the pit lane, so he's got some damage there. 12th is Kofi Juicy, still supporting that rear and front damage. And Cro Magnus got even more damage now, so he's got front front, right, and rear damage now, but he's just gone by Predje, who's just come out of the pit lane, who must have had some sort of damage and is now in last place. But he's going to get by Crow fairly soon.
Well, I was about to say he didn't change tires, so he's filled his tank up to 100%, but he didn't. I kind of thought that this might be a question point if, like, you know, because the mediums can easily do an hour in this track. The tire wear is quite low, but even still, I mean, I would have just shoved on a pair of mediums just to kind of have your fresh tires. But I mean, he must have done the maths or something. But I don't think he had. As against Pat Crow, I don't think he had any damage. But yeah, let's see how that goes.
How do you think your teammate's doing then? Third in class, what do you think Racy's doing so far?
Solid, he's playing the long game, aren't you, Jerry? I hope you're playing the long game. But, yeah, I mean, obviously a bit dicey in the opening exchanges there, but, I mean, nothing is his fault there. But, yeah, he's just keeping it clean. I mean, as it stands, that's all he needs. That's all he needs.
Sorry there, I've just took my t-shirt off, I'm a bit sweating.
I thought you weren't going to mention that.
The t-shirt is off.
I thought you were not going to mention that on stream. Oh no.
It's alright, my man boobs are not shown on the stream. Anyways, Kevmeister's lead now down to less than a quarter of a second. Sorry, 3/4 of a second. So Charles has found it now. 3 minute 27.1 from Kev last lap compared to a 3:23.4. And that was his best lap. And now Kev is starting to hunt down that Porsche right in front as we'll go on board with Charles.
Yeah, Kev had a very ordinary lap, as Charles had a very ordinary lap the lap before. So yeah, this is a pendulum swing battle here. I mean, but like Kev really needs to stretch this so much further because Charles has got 2 softs remaining. So I mean, well, I don't think they're going to be beside each other for too long. Let's see.
I've just noticed there from Wiley Coyote. Yes, if you got that down on the bingo, you can tick that off. As Lato was the first of the another LMP1 driver into the pit lane, probably serving enough damage there.
Yeah, so he's going to fix that rear end damage. 13% fuel. I don't know if you want to. There's. I saw one of the GT3s was flashing red. I can't remember which one it was.
I know Cro-Magnus got a lot of damage on his Mitsubishi. Oh no, you mean in terms of fuel-wise? Oh, my apologies.
No damage. Yeah, fuel. Yeah.
It was Alex, the leader. So Alex now into the pits.
Yep.
Now I think what was Riley saying? They do have 2 sets of softs remaining, don't they?
Yeah, Alex has 2 softs remaining. Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this could be an effort. Don't forget, they can actually fit it. The way that Alex is racing here, they can actually end up being second in the championship too.
Absolutely.
Now that Chile's not in this race, and Kofi Juicy is struggling with that damage there too, and you've got Imperial with Darth also in the pits as well as Jerry Bear. So this could play into the hands of Alex here for second in the championship, considering they've got 2 sets of softs in their hands, and you've got the likes of Imperial and Kofi that have got no soft tires in their hand at all.
Yep, so most of all the front runners in the GT3 class have all pitted. Seems like an age to wait for them to pit. Oh
yeah, it is. It does. It's just. So yeah, so Alex is onto the softs. He's onto the softs. Yep. He's using his first set. And that's what he wants to see. Clean air in front of him and no one behind him. So that's good to see from Alex's point of view. And now he's got 55 seconds to catch up on a Raccoon, which I've already said before. I know they're quite getting a bit boring, but I can't think of any others during this time. But he has to pit though, does the leader.
Yep, Jerry's also come out on, well, I mean, he didn't really have any other options, but he's out in the mediums. Kev's coming to pit.
Yep. Oh, actually, yeah. I didn't know if there was a pass being made there, but I've just noticed that Jerry Bear and Cro-Magnus still. And a 1.5 second penalty for Crow. I thought he was going to catch up to Jerry Bear, not unless he made that pit stop, but no, he's still carrying on with that hefty amount of damage in that Mitsubishi. Crow always loving purple, doesn't he? He likes the colour purple. Rascal's in from third. So again, they have to wait 30 seconds.
Yeah, Raquel was so marginal in fuel, 4%. I mean,
just see there in the chat there, Rascal saying, sorry crew, I forgot to brake, totally my fault. I thought you just ran out of talent just there. I thought that's what happened.
yeah, we all thought it.
Yeah, we knew he outbraked himself at the PlayStation. We all knew. We've seen that.
Yeah, his brake pedal broke or something like that, right?
Yeah, have like a Max Verstappen type of excuse. So Kev's gone on to his last set. Yeah, that's his last set of softs. Don't forget, Charles has still got 2 in his hand.
Yeah, so Rascal comes out on mediums and 100%.
So now Robocopy now goes into 2nd place and Venom into 3rd.
Yep. So the question is, when will Charles come in?
Well, looking at Charles' fuel, he's not flashing red yet. So
he has fuel saved like nobody's business. That is.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. I'm wondering if Charles is possibly thinking going 2-stop.
Yeah, Venom's similar as well. I mean, maybe this is what comes into the car difference here. I mean, Charles is on the Porsche, right? The Porsche is, well, is the Porsche not better on its fuel?
I'm not too sure. I don't know. Well, considering that Kev was also in the Porsche, and
Porsche is supposed to be not that good on fuel, so this is.
Yeah, Charles is definitely fuel saved. Kev came in with 4%, and Charles has probably got about 12% left of fuel, so he's definitely fuel saved along this stint. As the leader in the GT3 class comes in, only 1%. So I wonder to see if Alex will come out ahead as he's going up towards the Porsche curves, the Porsche corner. Sorry, oh no, the Porsche curves. My fault.
Yeah, you do not want to be pitting at Le Mans on 1% fuel. That is so tight. If you run out of fuel, there's just so much pain.
Just imagine running out of fuel in the Tetra Rouge and then going on that long straightaway. That will pretty much kill you.
You know what? Robo is really catching Charles here, and I just kind of wonder how long Robo's going to go into the race, because Charles, when he pits, he will come out behind Robo. I'm pretty certain of that.
The thing is, though, is Robo's got slightly more fuel though than Charles, and don't forget he had to pit early because of that damage.
He pitted on the first lap.
He did pit on the first lap, and I think that's their second set of softs, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's going to go back. Yeah. So Robo will go back to the mediums.
Yeah, he should definitely. He's hanging on. I mean, it's a decent recovery from having damage on the first lap. I mean, his lap times have been good. I think he's only had 1 lap where it was pretty ordinary, but yeah, I mean, he's closing down. I mean, that's the kind of strength of the undercut right there. Arachnophobia has got a half a sec penalty there.
And he's just come out a long way back then into that second in class, and you can see Alex Gaiman already notching up nearly an 8-second lead, and it will extend now because he's got a server here now, and indeed he does. So that gap will go up, and then that gap with Pritchie will come down.
Yeah.
As Venom will come in. Venom's into the pit lane, so Kev will go back into 3rd. So it's only Charles that's yet to pit now.
So he's really extending that stint there. So Venom Sticks should pit on the softs here. Because they've got 1 soft remaining. But let's see. I mean, you have options. I mean, it's probably quite tempting to put it on right now. But I mean, he was doing pretty well actually. So
yeah, he was actually getting quicker and quicker. 39.6, 39.8. Then it was a 39.9, a 37.3, the 36.3. So he was just getting into the swing of things in these mediums. I wonder if he'll actually stick with the mediums and then go the softs later on. But we'll find out. Let's see. Put on a fresh set of tyres, but will it be mediums or will it be soft? As you said, he has got 1 set of softs to his name. Just about fueling up, and then we'll find out for certain what he is on. And he will go on to, he's sticking on the mediums.
Okay. So he's still got that in his locker. So now it's just a question of what Charles will come in. Will he come in? He's got to come in probably at the end of it as well.
It'll be this lap that he'll definitely come in. So I don't think a two-stop strategy will be on the cards in this race. I think it's definitely going to be a free stop at least. I tell you what, there's a bit of a madness going on at the Michelin chicane. I want to see who's in that battle. Because there's a lot of cars going at the Michelin. That'd be Robo and Crow. Still having that damage, but he'll have to pit now because he's flashing red.
Yeah, I mean his times are, on the medium tires in a GR3 should be doing at least 4 minute dead. So that's I mean the damage has a massive impact there.
Still looking here at Kofi now last in the class. You got to be somewhat bit disappointed there, considering he was your pick to win the GT3 class.
Jerry in 11th has picked up a 2-second penalty. Where have you done that, boy? He's burning it right. So
yeah, he's burning it just before the Porsche curve. So I'm wondering if he must have shortcutted Arnage or something like that. As Charles is into the pits now. Now, I'm wondering if he's going to go to the soft tyres. He's got 2 sets in his hand. But Robocop is also flashing, and he's catching up to Jerry Bear at the Porsche curves. That's terrible. He's gone off. Robo's off.
Oh, no.
Keeps on a bit of grass and gets into Jerry.
No.
Gets into Jerry Bear, and Jerry is all right. Jerry's got no damage, but Robo's got front and front right suspension damage.
That is not good. I mean, will he come into the pits now?
Oh wow! He tried to brake, tried to move out the way, and then he tried to steer not to get into Jerry Bear, but he just locked up.
Yeah, he's coming into the pits, so it's quite fortunate where he caught him. But I mean, there's never a fortunate time to go into a GR3 there. There probably could have been more patience needed there, but with the gravel tap around on the outside. But I mean. It's always scary when you see that in real life, when you see the real cars going through the Porsche curves and they're coming up on slower cars. It's a really dicey place.
Very, very dicey place, yeah. Considering the Porsche, that series of corners are very, very fast, and it's always not a good time to try and pass a slower car at fast corners for sure. So Charles comes out in second, 4 seconds behind Kev. But Charles is staying on the mediums.
Yeah, I find that curious. But, I mean, there's at least another 3 stops yet to go in this race, so he will put them on for sure. Unless he wants to win it in the hard way, not use the softs at all, and just, extend the life of the stint as far as possible. We can see that he has really, really great fuel economy, so, yeah. Kev should stretch this out. He really, really should stretch. If he's got any chance, he needs to pull he's gone wide. Oh,
he's gone wide at the PlayStation, so that's not going to help. But he's got to drive like the clangers if he can pull away from Charles, because Charles is on those medium tyres, and he's already lost about half a second already on because of that mistake. So Kev, he's got to be somewhat careful not to do them type of mistakes, otherwise Charles can eat him up.
Robocopy came out on mediums, so he pitted for. So mediums on a full set of fuel. So he's now.
He's used his 2 sets.
Yeah. And with that mistake, he's now. I'm having to pit there. He's now on the same kind of wavelength as the rest of the group now. So, yeah, that was a really unfortunate timing. I have to say for that mistake, because he was pulling some epic times on the softs, and he was pulling ahead of everybody, but. It can happen to anybody, these mistakes. They can happen to absolutely anybody, and it just completely changes one driver's race,
Yeah, and he's
because
got...
What if Charles gets damaged, That would completely change the race.
Yeah, it could throw the race right open. Him or Kev picking up any damage, and it's going to allow Rascal and Ender to sneak somewhat of a chance to get a win out of it.
Yep, Charles is just coming up on Prege in a very unfortunate place here as well, so he's losing a bit of time. Kev will like that.
We got held up a little bit though from Arachnon though. And I just noticed that Predji running just a little bit too wide off of Arnage. Here's a replay.
Yes.
So Charles getting held up behind Predji in Indianapolis. And then going in towards the next corner, Arnage. Car just understeers. Just slightly goes off. Doesn't lose too much time, though. Oh, he's gone off again! He's off at the Porsche curves this time. Predji, another moment.
Oh no. I wonder if he'll use that opportunity. Oh, he just pit as well. No, he didn't. He didn't. Yeah, he.
No, he's down about 50%. He pitted on lap 4. I think that was because of the damage that he had. No, he pitted on.
No. He pitted
8?
on lap 9, lap 8, lap 9, but he didn't change his tires, so that's why his tires are slightly more worn. I wonder if he'll use that opportunity. Just no. Okay.
No, he's going to stay out, but he's lost a lot of time though to Jerry Bear, who's gained at least half of the deficit because it was about 15 seconds. So now it's down to, well, half of it now.
Yeah. Okay, so after the pit stops, the field is, I mean, it's shaken up the order a little bit, and the gaps between cars has been significantly changed. Oh, Rascal has just completely went into, is that arachnophobia?
Oh, and he's got front end damage now, front end and rear damage. Yeah. And I mean, Arachnon, that was not his fault because he's having his own race too. You know, Rascal has to find a way by, but that's gonna. Arachnon's got no damage. I tell you what, these GT3 cars are tough as fudge.
They're a bit like tanks, aren't they?
They are like absolute tanks. Because we saw Jerry Bear getting, Robocop getting to Jerry Bear, and that was quite a hefty shunt. And Robocop was the worst one off it. And Jerry Bear's car just looked completely fine. And here we are again with Arachnon. His car's completely fine after that massive smack from Larasco. Larasco's come second best out of that little skirmish.
I mean, the LMP ones, you so much just look at them, they get damaged. So this is. Oh, that's not good for Rascal. That really isn't great.
I can't remember who it was that said and commentating there early on in the season, but I think it could have been Jerry Bear or Rascal. It's like these LMP1 cars are so fragile, very fragile.
Yep. Techno guy, who is one of the. Is he one of the stewards? He kind of, along with Robocop, he runs this championship, and he is. You don't want to be making mistakes on the stream in front of him because you're just guaranteeing to get a pen. So,
and that's coming from a guy who picks up loads of penalties in this championship as well.
Yeah, his reply to that was, So, yeah. It was you apparently. It was Techno that said that. There you go. You're quoting him.
Oh, right, it was Techno. Okay, then. I couldn't mind if it was, like, someone else, but oh well. So, yeah, looking again at Arachnon, and, his car looks relatively fine. He's just about to be lapped by Ender as we are nearly completing 1 hour of this 3-hour endurance race. Gap now from Kev to Charles is nearly, just over 9 seconds. So, Kev trying to take full advantage on those soft tyres compared to Charles, and then Rascal with that front and front right suspension damage, sitting still there in that third position, but the gap is slowly coming down with himself and Ender down to less than 20 seconds, and then Robocop, who had that moment not that long ago with Jerry Bear up into fifth, and he's just blapped Jerry Bear, weaving by, probably saying thank you or don't go into me ever again. Don't know.
You know, one of my track notes, so the track notes I made before this race, this is probably really naive of me to say, but I wrote down that traffic won't be too much of an issue because it's a big, wide, long track. But they're just finding each other.
Oh, yeah, I think it's there's some parts of the track where it can be quite wide, like, you know, the straightaways, the Mulsanne straight and all that, they're quite wide, but then when you've got like the Porsche curves, it sort of narrows, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's
absolutely, yeah. I mean, you got an entire first sector. Well, I mean, not even the first sector, because as we just saw Rascal going into arachnophobia there, but yeah, it's so tricky. I mean, Jerry Bear now has got Venom behind him, and it's so hard when you're in the Porsche curves to get past.
Yeah, and he's going to lose a lot of time here. He's going to just got to show that bit of patience here, this Venom. and gets by Jerry absolutely fine, but he will lose a bit of time in the process because of that.
But that's what you should be doing. That is absolutely what you should be doing. Like, you know, and you know, you compare that to, what is it, Robo, who, you know, went off into the gravel by trying to be aggressive on the outside. It's like every time that you pass one of those GR3s in a dicey area, you know, you're just you're rolling the dice. You know, you're calling Lily Luck's bluff there. And it's you're just a millimeter away from, you know, either getting it perfectly right and shaving off so much time, or it's all tears.
Do you know, a driver that reminds me that always has that sort of attitude is Robert Kubica. He's always one of those guys that always pushes on the edge, but he always tends to make so many mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, we had that example in Silverstone earlier with Magnussen. I don't know if I don't think you watched it, but like.
Nah, I was watching touring cars all day.
Yeah, Magnussen was just, you know, he kind of turned in a bit too. I mean, he should have left Norris a little bit more room, and he got absolutely clattered off the track. And you know, you play the risk versus reward thing here. And I think in like an endurance race, a 3-hour endurance, you need to be erring on the side of caution. If you lose a second and a half, it's nowhere near getting damaged and then having to carry that pain like all the way around a lap. And as we've seen with these people, when they get damaged, they're doing like another 7, 8, 9, 10 laps on those on that damaged car. So it's just they're carrying so much pain with them.
Mm-hmm. Just looking here at Rasco, even though he's got that front and front right suspension damage there, his last 2 laps have been in the 3:28, which is about 5.5 seconds slower than his fastest lap, and the gap coming down to Ender is now down to 16 seconds, and we did see a couple of laps ago it was about 23 seconds. So as you say there, the punishment for having damage on the car is fairly substantial.
Indeed. And just checking on Alex here on the softs, he is pulling away from Aracon. That's the first time I've said his name correctly. He's pulling away like nobody's business.
Yeah, nearly 20 seconds he's got over the Spider-Man. So that's this is some drive this from Alex. Yeah, and don't forget he's got another set of softs on him.
Wow. You know what? I can't see unless he gets. I mean, I'm not going to say anything.
No, because you've already done a couple of things. Don't spoil it for Alex and Wiley, because Wiley's probably having the time of his life in this chat, seeing his teammate being in the #1 position and possibly might go second in the championship, finish second in the championship, if you say any of your nonsense. So shush. Rascal's come in. He's had enough of that damage, so he's come in. So he's going to surrender that 3rd place to Ender.
Yeah, I think it's sensible, because I don't think he's not going to beat Charles with his 2 softs remaining, and Kev's way out in front.
Robo's been very unlucky. Oh goodness me! Robo's been very unlucky trying to. Oh god, there's a huge amount of lag then. Robo's been very unlucky trying to pass LMP3 GT3 cars at the Porsche curves. Yeah. That was another hair-raising moment then.
Yep, and Alex gets a half-sec penalty, so he's going to need to burn it at the start of the pit straight here. But that shouldn't harm him too much, but he really should be maximising those stops. But, I mean, he's doing a great job so far, and especially when Arachnophobia gets hit off, you know. So, what will Rascal do here? He's not got any softs remaining, so he's quite limited in options. So, yeah, he's just gone for a full tank of fuel there. He's not changed tyres.
He's already done his 2nd race, so it's only Charles that will use the set of softs.
Wow, that is not what you want to be doing. You do not want to be pitting on lap 11 with 100% of fuel, and then pitting 5 laps later, going back up to 100%. You know, that you're just carrying that. It's an unnecessary. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously an unnecessary pit stop, but you're carrying all of that extra fuel with you, and he's got a 1.5
second penalty. How did he get that? I want to ride on board with him here. How did he get that?
See what I'm saying? And he's not slowing down. Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay.
Did he run a little wide at Tetra Rouge? Did he shortcut it? Let's see. I don't know how he got that penalty. It didn't seem clear to me how he got it.
That's so marginal. That is so marginal. I mean, like, he'll look back on that lap 7. Like, he'll look back on that, and wonder how the heck. I mean, that's what I'm saying about Le Mans. It's just so incredibly harsh. Like that corner, it specifically is. I never know how to take it. You have to either take it incredibly safely. It's nowhere near like in real life because they just absolutely clatter those curbs.
It's a real ballsy corner. If you can make it stick, it will work for you. But you know, if you make that mistake in the penalty, it's literally going to kill your momentum down that whole straightaway. So riding on board with Venom. There's so many penalties out on this track. It's unbelievable. Riding on board with Venom. Battle going on for 5th though. The Rascal fresh out of his pits against Venom, who's had a couple of laps more on this stint. And he's slowly catching up to the back of the Porsche. I wonder if the Toyotas are actually better speed-wise than the Porsches.
Well, the Toyotas do have. I mean, they both have got pretty good boost systems. The Toyota does stop its ARS deployment after about 160 miles an hour. I haven't really driven the Porsche enough to really. I mean, I only drive the Porsche only to be reminded that I don't want to drive it. So, but Porsche does take longer to get up to full speed, but it does get to quite a high a high top speed. Maybe somebody in the comments could probably. Yeah, he's really pushing Venom, isn't he?
He's trying. I don't blame him for trying. I mean, it's still a very good showing this from Venom because we see them very about, being on the on the bottom step of the podium early on in the race. He's probably not has as much time as what Kev or Charles has done, but I mean, it's still a solid effort this from Venom.
Absolutely. He's obviously benefiting from other people's mistakes here, but how's Lateral doing? Why is he? Lateral's round. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's at Indianapolis too.
He's down 10 seconds on this lap alone. This is...
he's just late braked again and got all 4 wheels locked up, and around she goes.
Yep, not ideal. Not an ideal showing from Lateral here.
And now he's got a half a second penalty to add insult to injury.
Maybe he should have came into the commentary booth.
Yeah, I was begging and pleading for him to be. I was on my knees. I was actually in the toilet doing the number 2, and I was begging on my knees if he could, but he still said no. But there you go.
I just didn't need him with that.
Well, the people in the bingo card would want to write that down.
there's your level of detail, and then you just take it down maybe one level, and that's still a bit too much. But is what it is.
Probably might shout bingo here, but who knows. Anyways, we've done 1 hour in this race, so let's give you a rundown of the every half an hour thing. Kev Meister still in the lead, but the gap not really going up as much as I want it to be. Up to about 12.5 seconds with himself to Charles. Then you've got Ender now into 3rd place, who is 32 seconds away from 2nd place Charles, but who's 22 seconds ahead of Robocopy in 4th position. Then Rascal, who's had 2 moments of damage there, down in 5th position. Then you've got Venom Snake starting to lose ground on the Cha-Cha Sliders Porsche, but he's still running solidly in 6th position. And then in 7th place is Lateral, who did have a great start, got up to as high as 3rd, but he's had some mistakes here and there, but he's still running last in the LMP1 class. Excuse me there, Alex Gaiman leading the GT3 class. And he's got, excuse me, I'm awful gassy now, nearly a 19-second lead over the Corvette of, what can I think of now? What word begins with A and an R? Something like that, I don't know. Jerry Bear now in 10th, but 3rd in the class. Then you've got Darth in 11th, as I see his teammate Predjay in the pit lane. Kofi Juicy has just got a 1.5 second penalty, but he's up to 12th overall. Then in 13th place is Predjay, who's just come out onto another set of medium tyres. There he is there in 6th in class, and I think he's just about to be lapped by Gev, the leader overall. And there in last place is Cro-Magna. Finally, his Mitsubishi is damage-free, but he's still 20 seconds off the next guy ahead. That is Predjay.
Yep, so Predjay pitted, and Well, I mean, he never pitted. He never pitted for new tires on his stop on lap 9.
No,
So
he's stuck with the same tyres, yeah.
So he only went like 6 laps on that set of tires. He pitted to 100%, and he went 6 laps, and now he's pitted again for.
No, he didn't change tyres. He didn't change tyres.
Yeah. So, he fueled up to max, and then he went 5 laps, and now he's pitted again and went back up to max and changed tyres. But can't help but thinking that's not the most efficient.
Not unless if he had damage along the way that we didn't see.
He didn't. No, he didn't. I was looking at him coming into the pits. He had no damage, so that's a slightly unusual strategy there. But I mean, when you're fighting for second in the champs, and God forbid if Jerry Bear disconnects at any point in the next hour,
Oh, Jerry Bear disconnects.
Nah,
I'm only kidding.
Nah.
No, I'm only joking.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, if that literally does happen, Prodigy needs to be in a much better position than what he is now. Like, he can't be 40 seconds behind Kofi and Darth. He needs to be up there. But I mean, they're tracking nearly a minute and a half behind Alex Gaming.
What is the gap?
Again, I have to just emphasize, this is not how I saw this race turning out, especially in the GT3s.
Well, I mean, but to be fair to Alex Gateman, he's kept his nose clean while all the others have just made mistakes, either from getting some contact with LMP1 cars or messing each other up. And Alex, like I says, he's been very patient. Half a second penalty again for Arachnon.
Yeah, he gained that through the Porsche curves. Again, very easy to do. He's going to burn it, obviously, on this main straight.
It's so tempting, though, just to use that bit of tarmac, but then it's just so easy just to pick up penalties just here and there, but it's so inviting to use that bit of the track, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe this is probably one of the reasons why this track is not really featured in our season, our normal GR3 champs, because we only really have 45-minute to 1 hour races, and
another half a second of penalty. Gee, me. He's picking up more penalties than Man United season.
Nice. Well, anyway, it just kind of proves my point that, if you have a 45-minute race and half the grid's getting penalties, it's just not very.
It spoils it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really affects it really affect. You only have 45 minutes for good racing, so. Yeah. I mean, maybe there's an argument for turning off shortcut penalties, but then it would just be insane, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, you'll get everyone else trying.
Jerry on 10th's just gone way wide on that. He's come back on track, but he's kind of struggling a little bit in 10th. But come on, Jerry, I believe in you, man. But Darth is only a second. Yeah.
He is catching. We've seen how quick Darth is in that Lexus. We saw how it was in at the Nürburgring, and he is again slowly catching up to that Hyundai Genesis right in front of him. And there is also Kev as Ender comes into the pits. Has he got any damage? Yes, he's got front end damage. So Ender's must have hit someone or whatever.
I mean, to be fair, that's okay. That's an okay time for him to make a stop. He stopped really early for damage on lap 7, so lap 19 is not too bad. That's about 12 laps in. He probably would have ideally wanted to go a lot longer, but it's not the end of the world.
Oh, Crow's got big damage. Yeah, huge damage, front and engine. So I'm wondering if there was contact between them two.
Wiley, how do you know this? Is he got a separate stream somewhere?
Possibly. He might be in the chat with Crow or whatever, or something like that, maybe.
I mean, that's one hell of an alliance there.
So Crow being in the wars here today, contact with Rascal and possibly damage of Ender. So he's not being too friendly with the LMP1 cars then.
Yeah, Crow says he missed a braking point.
Oh, he missed a braking point. So he didn't get into... Okay then.
Right, so Ender come out on mediums on lap 19. I mean, with the one, he's got another soft left, I believe. Yeah, he does. So it's not ideal, but he probably would have wanted that soft stint to go a lot further. But it's not the end of the world. But I mean, he's tracking what, 1:53 behind Kev in the leader, and I mean, I had him down to be racing Kev. I knew him racing Charles for the lead, but just on account of his two softs.
Yeah. Yeah, nearly a full minute behind Charles, but obviously, you know, different pit stop strategy that's gone on, and also Robo's had some incidents along the way, which has caused that gap to be huge.
Yeah, Plato's got a half-sec penalty, which he's burned. So, unfortunately, he's not going to be able to really take advantage of Ender's misgrievances there, but
I couldn't bear to think that the chat's going to be all annoyed with people just getting penalties all over the place, and you know, the chat's going to be plentiful saying, oh, we shouldn't race at this track ever again because it's so easy to get penalties or something.
I mean, the thing is, the way the penalties are landing and who's getting them, it's just people who were a bit far, who were kind of sort of near the person in front, and they get a pen, and then you just fall further away as Jerry goes very wide.
Jerry go very wide.
Yeah.
That should be a penalty.
Yeah, it's gonna flash up now. Yep,
1 second, so he might lose.
Oh, Dart's gone through.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not a burn place to have a penalty, wasn't it? No.
No, that's not a burn. That's not his own. Techno, come in if you. Let's count out. Whoa!
Oh, and a penalty! Another penalty for Darth. He must have shortcutted the
seconds.
He must have shortcutted the. He might. I'll tell you what it could have been. It was probably a reaction to when. Let's see. This is the Ford chicane. Did he completely shortcut it? Well, I don't know. How did he get that penalty?
Yeah, I mean,
there's a few questionable penalties, and now Kofi Juicy's now into the hunt of it because he's sitting third in class now.
There we go. The penalties are playing. They're giving us a bit of racing now. I was about to say that like the time penalties are really they're just dropping people further back and like kind of robbing us of a few battles, but like this one has now dropped Kofi, Darth, and Jerry right into the beside each other.
And now Kofi's got a 1.5 second penalty. And Kofi's got a Bennett on the straightaway here, so he's, you know, that hard work of catching back up again is going up in smoke. He's got to Bennett here.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's Bennett, but he's... Move!
Oh! Darth's trying a dangerous game there. Jerry's through.
Yeah, Jerry only just came through.
Yeah, so I think... Techno's saying ignoring yellow flags, so that probably sounds about right, actually. In which case... Well, I mean, he had to burn it anyway. He could not overtake Jerry. Like, Jerry was going like 50 miles an hour.
But Jerry was burning his penalty at a place that there wasn't a penalty burn.
That's true as well, yeah. So that might come in, yeah. Jerry might cop a 10-second penalty there.
And probably a wrist on the slap from you too. There goes Kofi. Kofi's gone by.
Oh, you know what? I think Jerry is really fuel saving. He's really marginal fuel here. So can he get to the end of the lap here?
Oh, he's got plenty of fuel left to make this lap. Definitely, no question.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Right on the board now with Kofi. He's got a second ahead to Darth. Lexus v Lexus, who's going to come out on top on that battle. Yeah, Wiley's saying Jerry coming in this lap. I think it's a foregone conclusion that he is, because he is flashing red. Losing a little bit of time there, so yeah, it could be fuel saving along the way.
I could probably see all the GT3s coming in at the end of this lap. So, Kofi has one set of softs remaining here. So I wonder if he'll take up that option. If I was him, just take the pair of softs and just get out of this battle.
Just seen the gap here, so the gap between the Ragnar and 9th and Kofi and 10th.
Kofi's through.
Yeah, Kofi's just gone through. Yeah. We'll just get a replay on that. That's going into Indianapolis. That'll be a brief pass. Let's see. Right on board with the Kofi Beans Lexus.
Kev has gone into the pits. So he's finished his soft stint.
And that is his last set. So he's going to go mediums the rest of the way. Well, Charles
Alex.
has got 2 in his hand. Yep.
So Alex was on 0. Was he? I wonder how. But did he run out of fuel? I wonder. So marginal. So marginal. Anyway.
We'll find out anyways. We'll see what the gap will be when Arakanog will be making his pit stop. That's just a rubbish word, that isn't it?
No, that's shocking.
That was terrible, right?
Right.
So the gap, I think the gap between Alex to him was what, about 20 seconds. We'll see if Alex has lost some time if he had to fuel save.
So Kev comes out on. Oh, he's kept the same tires. He's kept the same soft tires, right? Okay, so this is kind of what Roscoe was telling me that's what was going to happen. That they were going to keep the same softs for 2 pit stops.
You know, is that going to? I mean, looking at those lap times, they are quite consistent. 23s. He did a 26 though, and a 25, but that was when he made that pit stop. I mean, the tyre wears at ×2, the fuel's at ×2 at all. He might lose out in a couple more seconds. He's got 35 seconds though behind Charles. But Charles Charles is still fuel saving though, because he's got more than 25%.
Yeah, let's see how he gaps to Charles, but let's keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, did Alex pit? Oh, all the GT3s have come into the pits as well. Oh my goodness, there's too much going on. Right. So Alex pitted for softs, so Alex has taken up the option on the second pair of softs there.
Is that a fresh pair has he got on? Yes, he does. Okay.
Pair. Yeah.
Darth's in.
So Darth, Jerry and Kofi are all in as predicted. Jerry said, can't remember where the 42 burn zones are. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you at all. So he comes out on the mediums at 100%, just right behind Darth. Same thing as well with Darth. And then... So Kofi... Oh yeah, so Kofi... sorry guys. Kofi is out on the softs. So he's already got them by 4 seconds nearly, so that is... He's
pretty much checked out.
Yeah.
He has checked out, so battle going on for 12th, and that will be 5th in the class. Jerry Bear looks like he's sort of struggling a bit, isn't he? Are you a little bit concerned for your teammate?
No, let's see. Come on, get past Darth here.
He's actually easing off the throttle. He's lifting off. He's saving fuel. He's lifting off the throttle. He's more than content just to sit behind Darth at this rate.
Well, look, I mean, I think maybe it's hard to dive into that chicane on anybody, but maybe he's just happy staying in this slip. But the danger with that is that if you get a pan, you fall way back. But yeah. Interesting tactics on my teammate here. He hasn't told me this.
Not unless if it was secret that you didn't want to tell on the stream.
Yeah,
and again, lifting off. He's just... Is he in fuel saving mode already?
He must be really trying to... I mean, he did... I don't think he put on 100% at the stop, but...
To me, it looks like he is. There's a little speck. But yeah, I think he must be more than content just to stay behind Darth and just save as much fuel as he can. I don't think he's too worried about Kofi. I mean, don't forget, he's got pretty much a hefty championship lead anyways to the freeway tie per second.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's an interesting tactic, I have to say. I haven't seen that happen. That's lift and coast to the extreme there. But yeah, if stays in the slip, right? And he saves fuel. But you have to stay on him for ages.
Oh yeah. Oh, literally.
Arachnophobin in.
So this will prove where if Alex has lost time to Arak in the pits. I'm just looking at this 2018 24-hour Le Mans bingo that Tetro guys put. I don't think we'd actually see a GTE Ferrari takes out LMP1 car, considering we don't have a Ferrari in the field. someone can't spell crash correctly at Mont Saint Corner. What on earth is that all about? Is that your own bingo card here, Techno? What's that all about? LMP2 car upside down. There's no LMP2 cars at all. This thing's inaccurate. Get that deleted. Right, anyway, so Alex is gone back into the lead. I think he's at the Dunlop curves. I think that is.
Yep. Arachnon's come out on mediums, on full field. So he had a soft stint there, I think. He came in with softs.
No, he was on mediums. I thought it was on mediums.
It definitely flashed up that he was on softs, but...
Oh, okay then. And it looks like to me that he's not lost any time, up to 26 seconds.
He definitely didn't really make an impression if that was him on softs.
No, I think Arachnon is one of those drivers that's quick in the opening few laps, but then sort of wears away towards the end of the stint. Because we see that on a couple of occasions, especially in the Red Bull Ring, where he was fighting up there in the top, and then he just sort of faded away.
Could be the Corvette's just really bad on the tyres. I mean, Techno is he's in the comments. I mean, he drove the Corvette all through last season. He doesn't have glowing reviews of it, does he?
No, not at all.
Darth has got a half-sec penalty, and he's about half a second behind in front of Jerry, so Jerry should take this down in 12th and 13th.
Now, I'm just wondering to see if Jerry will be just more than happy just to stay in behind him when he's had that penalty. Let's ride on board with him then. Let's see if he just goes by, or will he just stick him behind when he's bearing the penalty?
If he doesn't go through...
No, he's going by,
okay.
He's going by.
Okay, good. Well... I don't think he wanted that. But yeah, these guys, they just can't stop being beside each other. I mean, like, when they're, they get like 10, 12 seconds in front, and then they just somehow do something, and then they're all back together again. So whilst there are big, massive gaps between these guys, don't expect that to stay like that.
No, definitely not. Let's see how Cro-Magna's doing. Again, Robocop getting by the Porsche curves again. Robo has just been so unlucky trying to get by these GT3 cars, the Porsche curves especially. He got through that fine, and again, Cro's got damage.
Yeah, Cro. Not having a lot of luck. He was pretty good last night on the Saturday Night Showdown, actually. He did some pretty good, we're racing in the Northern Isle Speedway. He was alright there. He's back to his former glory.
Although I can see one thing, Northern Ireland and Le Mans are two completely different tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, what's Larasco doing? My, oh my, that was like a pass in the gravel. What on earth was he doing there? He was committed going to the outside. What was he? What on earth was Larasco thinking here?
Copped a 1.5 sec penalty there as well in the meantime.
There was so much room to pass him on the inside, and he decides to go to the outside. Not unless if he was worried that Cro was going to go to... Yeah, he should have the pass made to go to the inside.
He's round. Rascal's in the grass. Oh,
is he off?
Went round. Yeah. Oh, he's back on the track now, but oh my days, that is just a nightmare of a first few corners. Jeez Louise. So he had a 1.5 second penalty.
Oh, it's the auto. Oh, he had the auto spin curb, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was like a half spin, that wasn't it?
Got away with it.
Yeah, no damage though, which is quite a rare thing. But it's allowed Venom to catch up slowly now, down to about 8.1 seconds, and vastly coming down. Obviously, because Venom's on the straightaway. Oh, but he's run a little wide at the PlayStation. But he just keeps it together. Why am I showing a replay? Don't know why I was doing that there. So I should have pushed the G button.
So I'm just cycling through the order. So yeah, Charles is way up front. Kev's times are not great. I mean, yeah, Yes and no. So he did a 324 on the softs. And
that was his first like proper out instead of making a pit stop. That 419 was when he made that pit stop. That 331 was when he came out of the pits.
Yeah. So, I mean, I wonder how long that he'll. I mean, it's okay. I mean, let's see how long he does in those soft tires. But they're going to get worn. They're going to get really badly worn. He's going to lose quite a bit of time to Charles here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Charles just has to keep this gap going. But I mean, Kev can go pretty long. He's got about 75% left of fuel. So if he's going to come in, he's probably going to go. Yeah, I don't know what his strategy is from here on in. Actually.
We've got a Mr. Nom Nom in the chat here saying he wants to join Le Pleb.
What's Le Pleb?
The Red Bull team, isn't it?
Pleb Bull Racing. Charles says no. Why is Charles typing and driving at the same time?
Well, I mean, it's like I said, you know, he's multitasking. It's just like me. I can pee and shave at the same time. There you go. It's an impressive skill to handle. I mean, I know it's mostly a woman's job, but you know, us men can do it too.
I'm learning a lot about you, man.
I tell you what, I'll be absolutely impressed if Charles can do a 200-word sentence on this lap whilst driving. Do it, Charles. Do it. Go on. Do a 200-word. 200 SE or whatever you call it. On a lap around here, get that gap closed down. Make it more fun.
I mean, meanwhile, Jerry and Darth are right beside each other. So Darth is just heading down Jerry on this second part of the Mulsanne Straight here. I wonder if he's going to do this fuel-saving thing as well, or is he going to dive it?
No, he's actually still full. He's wanting to go by. And now the problem is Charles is right behind him. Now where can Charles go? Oh, he's going to get a little bit held up. Oh, he's nearly got held up. Jedybird just moves out of the way.
It's going to be a pen, surely.
Oh, that was like a hair-raising moment there for Charles. No, he got away with that. No penalty for Charles.
Le Mans is so inconsistent. Like, you can pretty much go straight off the track, and they're just... Yeah. I don't know. You can go straight off the track, or completely off the road there, and there's nothing. Whereas, you know, you either so much as look at a white line, and it gives you a 2-second penalty. I don't know.
Charles should be pitting sometime soon. Anyways, he's. I know we're nearly down to halfway in this race,
but Jerry are right nose to tail, 12th and 13th.
Looking at the back then of Jerry Bear. Darth sponsoring a new livery for this race, I just noticed and all. I don't know why it took me nearly halfway in this race, but I've just discovered that he's got a new livery, because one of them was like a black with the white stripes livery, and one was the reverse livery. So it was like the white car with the black stripes. But he's looking hungry here, with Darth.
Yep, and they're both on almost exactly the same fuel level as well, and on the same tyre, so this should continue.
I thought Darth was going to pull out a pass then, but just tucks in behind. Jeddy Bear one's a little wide at the Porsche curves. Oh, a bit of sparks flying there, kissing the barrier. It's made it work, he's pulling away a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to follow. You get the dirty air through here massively. This is where it's going to really, really hurt you. Just don't go wide there, don't get a penalty. Okay, good. They're both being well behaved on the penalties here. I want to see this battle continue.
I think that's one of the worst things when you're right behind someone, is where you get that turbulent air, and then you have to put more steering into than the other guy ahead, and it just puts in that bit more wear on those tyres, and yeah, it doesn't feel good, doesn't it?
No, not at all. I mean, this is where the Lexus should be getting a bit stronger. Like, you know, we're about, you know, we're what, a few laps into the stint here, so this is about prime Lexus time.
Both of them making a mistake in the middle of Dunlop.
What we haven't had today is Kofi time. We've had no Kofi time at all.
No Kofi time yet, but I think it's too early for Kofi time, I'd reckon. Not unless if he is actually catching up to Predje. It's sort of roughly about the same, just about 10 seconds but he is on the soft tyres. He set his best lap a couple of laps ago, a 3:58.6. And what has Pred done? He's done a 3:59.7, and that was his best lap. So what's that difference there? 1.1 second? Yeah, about 1.1 second he is quicker. But that's obviously because Kofi's on the soft tyres.
Yeah, so Darth is doing the exact same thing. They're bump drafting each other down the Mulsanne. That's ridiculous. Come on, boys.
This is not NASCAR. This is endurance racing. Come on. They're both breaking each other quite late into these corners, and they're both fast making mistakes. And I mean, I don't think it's going to be too much of a difference if they are making a mistake, because Kromag does a full 2 minutes back. But
yeah, and I know Kofi's on. Yeah, Kofi's on the softs and pulling 4 seconds a lap on them.
We're going to find out for now if there's going to be a bump. No, he's easing off. Yeah, so yeah, Darth was doing exactly the same what Jerry Bear was doing to Darth a couple of laps ago before Darth made that mistake, that penalty.
See, if you're gonna do something like that, you know, I mean, I don't know, we don't see their fuel map either, but you know, you would turn the fuel map down as well, you know, because that would have a more dramatic effect. You would, although the slipstream isn't as strong now after the update, but yeah, I mean, I would turn down the fuel mix there, just to like 2 or 3, you know, right when you're right on their tail.
Kev's catching them too. I'm just noticing his lap times. He's now gone into the 25s now on those worn set of softs. So this could play into the hands of Charles here, who's got it. He's going to be pitting this time by as we're coming up to half distance now completed. So we'll give you a rundown. Charles still in the lead. He's got a 41-second lead, but he has to pit this time by. Kev has gone by that battle with Jerry Bear and Darth. Third overall is Robocopy, but he's got to be pitting this time by too. Then you've got Rascal, who is came out of the pit lane after having that damage done there a few laps ago. He's sitting now there in the 4th position, who is 38 seconds ahead of Ender in 5th. Then you've got Venom Snake QZ in 6th position, as Charles does come into the pit lane, and he's 42 seconds ahead of Lateral in 7th, who's just went by, was that Alex, I think that was in the Citroen? Yes, indeed it was, and he is actually leading the GT3 class by a monumental 42 seconds. He's got over Arachnophobia in 2nd in the class and 9th overall. Then you've got Predji up into 10th position, and the gap is slowly coming down with himself to Kofi Juicy. So possibly Kofi time, maybe, not to find out, maybe late on in the race. He's sitting 11th overall. 12th is Jerry Bear, and Darth still hunting him down. And again, Robocopy passing him at the worst possible part of the track. Yo, dearie me. Kev's gone into the pits, and Robo's coming in as well. So the top 3 into the pit lane. So Darth was sitting there second last in the race, and Cro-Magnon still running last overall. 4 laps down overall in the race, and 2 minutes 7 behind Darth Nihilus, as we had the top 3 into the pits as Chucky goes out. Now Kev might come out in for second here. Oh, Kev's got a half a second penalty.
Wonder what he did there.
Must have shortcut the corner at least.
Yeah, that won't be too bad. But yeah, so he's feeling the pain now because he obviously went on a double stint in that soft tyre. So he's now coming in. It'll be interesting. So he's going to go into the mediums and presumably to 100% here. Yeah,
definitely. And again, interestingly, Charles come out of the pits. He's still on medium tyres. Is he not going for softs now?
Yeah, that's an odd one there. Kev comes out on mediums at 100% as predicted, and Robocopy goes to 100%, and he does not change tyre.
I also noticed there too that Darth has gone by Jerry Bear, so Jerry's down to 6th in the class. And starting maybe to stretch his legs away from Jerry. Yeah,
so Darth got a bit sick of doing fuel saving there.
Now Kev serving his half a second penalty, which he burns just after Tetra Rouge, and now sets his sights on Ender, but he's going to lose quite a bit of time. He's got to be careful though, because right there in the background is a Robocopy. Don't forget, them two are sitting fighting for second in the championship, so we could have a battle going on for 4th place overall in this race.
Yeah, the LMP ones are, I mean, with the exception of Rascal and Charles, are bunching up a little bit here. I mean, yeah, the thing that's not on Robo's side is that he did not change his tyres at the pit, whereas Kev did. So that's why Kev's coming back to Robo's, because Kev had to... He only went a few laps from the last pit stop, so... Yeah, I mean, Robo would do a good job actually to keep up with Kev, given that he's on slightly more worn mediums. And he has to go quite long in that stint as well.
It's actually a close battle for 3rd overall, because I think the gap between Ender to Robocopy is at just about 9 seconds, and I've said this before, in endurance racing the 8-second difference is pretty much nothing.
Absolutely. So Rascal's going to have to pit in a couple of laps time, but he's 2.5 seconds behind Charles. And the gap is closing down a little bit actually, so Rascal is actually... Why is he a little bit? He's a little bit faster, actually.
Yeah, it's Rascal's got to be pitting. He's just gone into red, so I think Rascal will probably pit in next time by. So he may come out probably in 5th place, just behind Robocopy. What is the gap? About 41 seconds it is.
Yes, it's obviously about a 30-second... You have to wait 30 seconds to stop, and then... I have not been keeping a track of actually how long it takes to pit. Charles has got a half-sec penalty, so... Rascal's going to go into the lead here.
Yeah, quite... Oh, aye. Yeah, indeed they are. So Rascal's going to take the lead of this race, and Charles, with an uncharacteristic mistake...
There you go. Screenshot that, Rascal. There you go, you're in the lead.
There you are then. So Rascal, sorry, I've just been joined by I've got company here with me. I've got my dog beside me, so he's watching me. Yes. He's watching this race as it goes along. So anyway, Rascal takes the lead. It's a Cha-Cha slide this 1-2. That'd be quite a perfect way to end the season, having them two finishing 1 and 2 in this race. Eh?
Yep, Prez is in the pit, and he's come on the comments saying, "I don't think 5-stop is the way." No, nor do I. But you damn may well try. So presumably he's going to go back onto the mediums, onto 100%.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, he hasn't changed tyres, but...
That might prove pivotal. Well, maybe a bit of a mistake, maybe. Anyway, gap increasing now. Rascal, 1.3 seconds over Charles. But Rascal will have to pit this time by.
Yes. I'm going to try and attempt to do my live championship.
Oh yes,
stats.
Yes.
It's not very automatic, the system, so I may go quiet for the next minute.
It could go well. That would be unprovisional at the moment when the results will stand. The gap now is still increasing, but that's because Rascal's got lesser fuel than Charles, so Charles will be a little bit slower. But Rascal will have to pit this time by. Probably put on another set of medium tyres. And yeah, he'll probably come out ahead with that scrap. And yeah, Robocopy, as Law said a few minutes ago, he's starting to lose pace with Kev because Kev's on those fresher medium tyres than Robo's sort of worn set of mediums. But I'm wondering if Kev is catching up to Ender. What's the gap now? 2.6 seconds. So he is sort of catching.
He should be catching him, I guess, because I mean, that said, Ender has got significantly less fuel, so he should be a bit lighter, but
a different strategy, of course.
Absolutely.
So going in towards Mulsanne they go, and Kev slowly catching up now. Sliding his way off there was Kev, if you just noticed there in the background.
Yeah, you don't want to be hitting those little green bollards there, which I think is what he did, and it just upset the car a little bit. Meanwhile, in the GT3 class, we've still got Alex Gaming, and it's
still pulling away.
Yeah, what an insane job he's doing! It's just, it's utterly mighty. I mean, this is the benefit of waiting until the last race to have both your soft tire allocations. But even still, as we saw, you can have a soft tire. Roscoe comes into the pit there. You could still have a soft tire allocation, but you can still bin it, or you can still get pens, or you can still, you could waste that setting. We've seen plenty of time. We've seen people, go on their soft set tires and get damaged within the first 5 laps, and then they have to pit. So it's just mightily impressive. He's just nailed his strategy and not made any mistakes. Nothing that we can see anyway.
Yeah, as far as I know, I don't think, apart from the first lap when Alex was running last in the class, and he was quite a bit far back from the guy that was in 13th place, but other than that, he's just kept, like I said earlier, he's just kept his nose clean, just got out of everyone's business, and well, they've tripped themselves up. It's, Alex has got that opportunity, he's grabbed it with both hands, and there he is now leading the class with a massive 46-second lead. He's just about to lap Cro-Magnon, so that'll be the first of the GT3 cars that Alex is going to lap overall. But obviously Crow has had his problems during the race as well, with the incident with Larasco. He had that engine damage that we've seen about half an hour ago, so it's been a nightmare for Crow. But it's coming up roses here for Alex, and I mean, don't forget, he's only 8 points away from a freeway tie for second place, and I mean, this is the result that they need if they want to finish second place in the points.
Yeah, so once the pitch shake out, I'll do a bit of a championship update. Let's do a championship update on the hour. Let's do that. The 1 hour to go. We'll see how it's all played out.
Half a second penalty for Alex though, but he'll bear that no problem. He's still got a massive buffer that he has. I want to see where Larasco actually did come out of. He came out of in the 5th place, but he's got a second penalty to burn with. And the gap now will extend with himself to Robocopy, going out to over 10 seconds. So now Ender's into second place. Kev has done a mistake. Robo's had a mistake as well.
Yeah, he came up on Kofi on the first chicane of the Mulsanne Straight, and you're going to see it now, but just got it a bit wrong, unfortunately. And that's not good, because he's obviously chasing down Kev and Ender.
But then you've got Larasco, who's on a fresh set of those tyres, so he's going to catch up quite quickly, I'd reckon. I want to know what happened to Kev, because it was about 2.5 seconds away from him to Ender, but it's now up to 5 seconds. I don't know if he got held up in traffic, if he had a moment.
No, I didn't see it. We'll see how far down his split is on his best time here. It's not an easy track. It really is not an easy track. He's 4 seconds down on his best time, so he definitely has gone.
He's gone off track somewhere.
He's made a mistake, but yeah, it's a hard. It's a really tricky track with the penalties and everything. I think not one driver has. I mean, with the exception of probably Alex Gaming. Well, actually, no, he's gotten a couple of time penalties, but yeah, I think every single driver has had some form of penalty in this race.
I think, pretty much everyone has, yeah.
Crew is pitting. Just right in time, actually, because Charles is coming right up to him on the final this final sequence there. So
I don't think that would be too much of an issue though for Charles, because he's got a pretty hefty lead over Ender, and I think possibly I was just looking at a few minutes of his Kev's teammate Lateral just going by the Michigan chicane, having a very quiet race as Lateral after starting up very well. Well, we started last in this race, but got up to 3rd place for at least a couple of laps before he's made some mistakes here and there, and now he's 36 seconds away from Venom as he's just gone by Mulsanne.
Yeah, Techno's making a good point. Techno's making a good point in the comments that he is driving mostly off the racing line into the dirty parts of the track. You can see the dust is being kicked up, and I don't know why he's doing that, because it is making his tires dirty, and it does affect your grip in this game.
Yeah, but the marbles being kicked up into play, that's not going to help him at all.
So yeah, that's an interesting driving style. But if it works for him, it works for him.
Ricky's just coming up to lap Predji. He is actually setting blue time, so he might be going on for a fast lap. I want to keep an eye out on this, see if he is going to be setting some fast times, but he is catching up to Predji at the Porsche curves, so this will be a worst time to catch a car around here at least. What's Predji going to do? Let's ride on board with him. Oh, just squeezes by, but he lost half a second because of doing that.
That's not the worst outcome there. As we've seen from Robo, that's not a bad outcome for either driver, so that's good. Jerry's gotten another second penalty at the final, must have been at the final corner there, so he drops further behind Darth.
Yeah, down to 10 seconds, and they were battling not too long ago, so Jerry been having a nightmare of a stint here.
So, I mean, this is obviously the longest race of the calendar, and bearing in mind that most of these drivers also did the 2 hours of the Red Bull Ring, 2 hours one Thursday, and it's now Sunday, so 3 days later, and they're about nearly 2 hours into a 3-hour race. So for those guys that are on wheel, which I think is the majority of them, the fatigue is definitely going to set in here, and I think when you're looking at somebody like Jerry, I mean, I'm obviously not going to talk about my teammate in a bad way or anything. He's done a fantastic job, but when you see Darth pulling away like 10 seconds ahead, you just sort of, I know what it's like when somebody, your main rival is ahead of you and you're kind of just pulling away and you're trying for every little kind of corner here and there, whilst also trying to maintain your strategy and trying to maintain fuel saving, looking after your tires, but you're also trying to be like, oh, I want to go faster. And then you're also...
Latero's gone off. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Oh, no,
Latero mistimed his braking.
Ouch.
Go on, you carry on what you were saying now.
Well, I mean that just kind of proves my point, doesn't it? Like, you're almost 2 hours into a race, and you've just done a race a few days before. It's just, your fatigue definitely does set in, and you're going to make more and more mistakes, and especially on such an unforgiving track like the Le Mans, where you get a penalty for even looking at a line. It's going to happen. So I'm not surprised to see this happen, to be honest. It's
As a driver, when you're preparing yourself for like a 2-hour race, what does it actually do to you mentally? Like what does a driver go through, like, preparation wise, to do these type of events? I
mean, for me, I need to stretch. I actually need to stretch my arms a lot, because like you wouldn't think. I mean, doing esports is physical. Like, it's obviously nothing compared to actually driving a real car, but it still puts wear on your muscles. I know for people like, I don't know, not everyone has an incredible sim racing setup either. I mean, like, you go on Reddit, on the sim racing subreddit, and you've got people who spend like, I think Ladro is one of those people who like spends a lot of money on their setup, and all of these wheels and everything. But for the vast majority of us plebs, we're
he's going off again. Ladro went off again, sort of.
Yeah. I mean, for us plebs, we've got a. We're probably just sitting on a computer chair at a table. I think Wiley's in this chat. I mean, he sits on a sofa, and he's got a wheel on him on a sofa. So not everyone has the perfect setup, and for doing a 2-hour or 3-hour race, fatigue will definitely, muscle fatigue and all that. So that will all set in. So you really have to kind of prepare yourself, physically before. Mentally, I mean, you just kind of. I think that you just need to get preparation, get your strategies right. For me, I have my laptop, and I just have a big Excel document with just, all the strategy options, all the times I should be hitting, and all that kind of stuff. And then I feel more confident going into the race that, I got my strategy, and now I can just focus on delivering that strategy.
Laro's just heading into the pit, and I would say the same too. Like, when I was doing what was the GR2 race that we did at Suzuka with with them cars? I think I was driving in it, and I never really put in that practice or effort like what yous and the other drivers that have done, and well, just clearly showed. But I just felt mentally, I just wasn't ready, and I didn't felt prepared at all for that 2-hour race at Suzuka. Plus the fact though that I picked the Lexus, but then they put me in a Honda, and I didn't like driving the Honda because for the majority of the race I felt scared of just spinning the car, especially on the first corner, because I think we must have done about 60 laps around that track in a 2-hour race, and I could have spun the car easily about 55 times at the first corner.
To be fair, Suzuka is a hard track to do an endurance on. There's just no margin for error on that track at all. Like, I mean, albeit Le Mans gives you penalties every time you do anything, but I mean, Suzuka, if you go off the track, you're done. That's a tough one.
Oh, it is a tricky one. Yeah, never again for me. 1 second penalty for Kev.
I was gonna say, like, when you go into an enduro, you have to be committed to it. There's no point just like, oh, I'll just enter this, you know, because I think unless you're not in the right headspace and you're not in the game, or you haven't, practiced or anything, you're just going to find it tough. And the best thing about enduros is when you put all the practice in, you get consistent, and consistency usually breeds pace on enduros. That's so satisfying when you get a good enduro, when you make no mistakes, or almost like, maybe 1 or 2 mistakes. Yeah, Kev just got a pen. Yet
another penalty. Yeah, and again you were bringing up the mistakes.
It's a really messy time because he's chasing down Ender.
Yeah, and I mean he's done that. He's done that before. Like, we did see the gap down to about 2.5 seconds, and then it was back up to about 5-6 seconds. Then it came back down to 2.5 seconds, and then he's done those 2 penalties on that lap alone. And now the gap's back up to 5.5 seconds.
What it will mean, actually, for Ender, I mean, 5 seconds. He still has to, obviously... I mean, everybody has to pit again, but I wonder how many pit stops are left in this race for these guys.
Looking at Ender's fuel, possibly... He might stretch to Alex in the pits. So I think Alex will probably have at least another lap worth of another pit, as Ender's got a ½ second penalty. So that gap with Kev will slowly come down ever so slightly. I don't know if Ender, if he makes that pit stop, that will be his last pit stop, I reckon. Kev will definitely have to pit. Charles, I think there'll be at least 1 more pit stop for the LMP1 cars. I think maybe for the GT3 cars, possibly 1, maybe 2.
Yep, I would say. So Alex has used he should be going on the mediums now. So after
yes, because he has used the sets of softs.
Yeah, so this is his 3rd stop.
Don't do any silly mistakes. Don't put on the same set of softs, or...
Oh, it's so easy to do. It's just so easy. As we saw what Darth did in Nürburgring.
Kofi's in.
Yeah, with the
fuel up. Yeah, when he's gone onto medium, so he hasn't done a mistake and just comes out just behind the new leader now, Aragnon.
So the question is, I think, for Alex, is he's going to be way, way, way out in front. I mean, as long as he doesn't make any more mistakes, he's got this in the... I should not say anything. But, no, you know what? I'll say it. He's got this in the bag. Like, there's just... You cannot lose a 1... Like, look at that. He's 1 minute 30 behind Darth. You know, he's done a great job. I genuinely think he's nailed it. Top marks for me. Still an hour to go, but, you know, in GT Sport, you can't terminally damage your car, so nor can your car break down.
No.
So,
but it can pick up some damage though, and it will cost you a lot of time. So, still everything to play for.
Darth, Jerry, and Kofi all pitted. So Kofi's out on the mediums on 100%, and I presume Darth and Jerry are going to do the same thing. Now, I just wonder, because there's an hour to go, and they should be able to. Yeah, they should do another 40 minutes on this. So the question is, like, how the next stop after this will be crucial, because the less fuel that you can put in and the more of a jump you get on somebody, the better.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I think the undercut will be a part in this race, possibly. I know it's a long lap around here. You're talking about 3-minute 25 at least average wise if you think that way. But look at him again. Yellow flag's been waved. Someone went off at this start, finished it. Oh no, that was Jeddy Bear just coming out of the pits.
Yeah. Oh, Alex picked up a second penalty. Oh, is that commentator's cursed? Is that what that counts? No, it's a minor thing.
Yeah, it's a minor thing. I mean, the gap will rise back up, but it's only 5 seconds. Ragnaron's still got to make his pit stop, so for Alex, I don't think that'd be too much a cause for concern.
I only wonder about Aragon. He's got a small amount of fuel. I would say like he probably could have. I wonder if he can massively fuel save. No, he couldn't. No, there's no way that can happen. I was just thinking like maybe he could try and get away with just doing one more stop. But that's literally the only way you could do it. It's
probably the only way that Ragnaron can actually win the race is by, as you say, heavily fuel save.
I tell you what, I mean, Preje he's got about nearly just under 50% of fuel left.
And Kofi's catching.
But they've only got one more stop left in them. But I mean, Preje can go probably to, 40 minutes? And then just has to pit one more time. Yeah,
that possibly might be his last pit stop, but the gap though with him and Alex is massive. It's like nearly a minute, isn't it?
But Alex will definitely have to pit again, so they will all need to pit. What? Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to. Oh, Alex has gone off. Shit. Oh, sorry.
Language.
Pardon my language. Pardon my language. I'm more just like, oh no, Alex. I'm so sorry.
You have put the commentator's curse on him, so he's gone off at the Porsche curves here.
It's a real thing.
That's an odd place there, because it looked like he just understeered. It's a weird place there to go off there, because it looks like he was losing the rear on entry.
Well, I mean, this is the first time he's driven the medium tires since, lap 9?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
About
after he made that first pit stop.
So, I mean, the grip that you have around those, or just around that section, is just completely different than the mediums. So maybe that just caught him out. I mean, he lost 5 seconds. It shouldn't be anything really with the amount of the lead that he's got built up.
Gap again coming down ever so slightly, but yeah, he's got to eradicate those mistakes, and you need to keep your mouth shut and saying the commentator's curse and saying, oh, he's doing it and whatever.
I know. It's a real thing. I can't believe it.
It is. It's a genuine real thing. Laro's got a half-a-second penalty. Loads of penalties have been given out to this track here, isn't it? So many of it. I bet all these drivers will be glad that this race will be finished because of the amount of penalties there. And again, Alex gone wide again. That might be another penalty for Alex, you know.
Oh, come on, Alex. Keep it on the track, man. maybe he's seeing his head, seeing his name in lights. He can see the win. Yeah, it's within grasp, isn't it? You know, it is within grasp. See, but even Charles is getting a half a second penalty as well. I mean, although he's like 40 seconds, it just shows like even Charles. Kev's in the pits. He's got damage. Oh dear. Oh, engine damage as well. He's gone massive. Well. Oh yeah, he's had a huge moment, and that's going to blow things up for second in the championship at all. Did he have the penalty even before the Porsche curves? Yeah. Oh, absolute disaster then for Kev Beister. And I think that will be a blessing in disguise for Robocop, because that will be definitely second in the championship now, depending if Robocop doesn't make a mistake. Yeah, but that is huge implications. Absolutely. Oh, Rascal just got a 1.5 second penalty for doing the same thing he did earlier in the race, actually. And they're battling for third place. Oh, that's so annoying. Actually, they were going to race, and that was going to be a good battle, but it was again that penalty. Fine lines, isn't it? Fine lines. He went on the curb. Like, I think if you dip your wheels over the white line, it doesn't like it. I just don't know. Not good.
I think you can probably see why that we don't pick this track for the GT3 Championships then, eh?
Absolutely. Apparently, somebody. Do you have to apologise for my language? Is that what they do? That's what they do in Sky, isn't it?
I think so.
What did Nico Hulkenberg say? I think he said in one of the practice sessions, like his arse cheek is sore, and Crofty had to apologise.
It's actually quite weird to say arse as a swear word, but bum isn't. Interesting.
Predje and Kofi are right beside each other, which is actually really surprising given that Predje is...
Oh, Kofi's actually gone by. Kofi's gone by Predje. Yeah, he's actually passed him. Now, that gap now is down to 44 seconds, and if Alex keeps messing up mistakes, that 44 seconds could be down to nothing in, what, 5 or so-ish laps. But again, Alex has got to learn not to make those mistakes. He's actually catching up to the back of Aragnon again, so it's down to nearly 3 seconds now.
Will I be single-handedly responsible for losing all 321 of your subscribers? I would feel really disappointed. I feel personally responsible. Oh, Ratcon's got a half-sec penalty. And he's going in... Is he going to pits? No.
I thought it looked like Aragnon was going to. Oh, he is. Not. He's got a half-a-second penalty, though. And he bounds it here. Let's ride on board then with Alex. And here we go. Nose to tail for the lead. But Aragnon does have to pit. Yeah, he's got to keep it clean. Just show a bit of patience here. He might just go by him here. Oh, that's close racing then. And he's through. And there's, contact! There's contact! There was contact there.
He's making me nervous. Alex, you're making me nervous. Come on.
Did he hit him? Oh no, he just lost it from the rear in the middle of the Dunlop. He just lost the rear.
It's so, like, it's so easy to do that in the Citroen. It is, you know, I'll say it again. It is just such a slidey, squirmy little car. You know, if you do, especially when there's an elevation change like that.
Oh, I wonder if Wile E. Coyote's still in this chat hanging. What does he think then with Alex then sort of making those mistakes? And you can see the gap now, 41 seconds now from Alex to Kofi.
So Ender has come in, and that was actually a fairly long stint that he did on the medium tires, which is good going.
I'm wondering if he can go the rest of the way now. I wonder if that would be his last pit stop. I'll just do the 1 hour thing. Well, you could do the calculation for the championship points if you could, while I do the rundown of all the races. So we've got less than an hour to go until the end of this finale at the Endurance Racing Championship at Le Mans. And Charles has nearly a 1 minute advantage over Robocopy, but Robocopy looks almost certain to come second in the championship with that team. Larasco is close in by in 3rd position, who has a 32 seconds gap ahead of Venom Snake QZ. Solid effort that is from Venom to be in 4th position. Ender, who's just come fresh out of the pit lane. Sorry, that's Kevmeister, my apologies. Ender now in 5th, but only just about 7 seconds away from the fellow Toyota driver of Venom. Then Kev, with that mighty blunder that he had there with that engine damage, is sitting in 6th place, and his teammate Lateral sitting a minute and 17 seconds off the pace. Still... oh wow, now Alex has gone by Aragnon, so lead in the GT3 class has been made. So Alex is now in the back, in front, and Aragnon all over the back of that Citroen as they're going in towards Indianapolis. We'll keep an eye out on that at the moment, possibly. Now we'll cut back away from it. Kofi Juicy now in to 10th and 3rd overall, but he's pulling over a little bit there. I don't know why he was doing that for. Predje in 11th, his teammate Darth Nihilus in 12th, Jerry Bear in 13th and 6th in class, and Cro Magna a full lap behind the leaders in the GT3 class. A massive 21 minutes, 37 seconds behind the leader, Charles. Now, I want to go back here, and I think the Rascal's gone by. Rascal's went by Robocopy. Yeah, so the Rascal's gone up into 2nd place, so Robocopy down to 3rd. It's a cha-cha sliders 1 and 2. And now Alex is pulling away from Ragnar. 1.5 seconds. So hopefully Alex can get back in that zone where he was pulling away so much from Ragnar. But I think, I'm guessing, yeah, Ragnar has to pit this time by. And the gap slowly coming down to 38 seconds. So Kofi he's found that zone like what Alex did in that middle stint when he pulled a hell of a lot away. But we'll see Ragnar coming to the pits now. He may come out though in third place because Kofi is looking super quick at the moment. Looks certainly clean on the front, this Kofi's car, but certainly battered from the rear. As, like I said, so Ragnar is into the pit lane. Who's that just about to lap him? That would be Venom, isn't it? Yep. And there, Robocopy. I think Robocopy would just be more content just to let Rarasco go by. They know they're going to be finishing second in the championship, barring if they didn't do any mistakes. As Roby has a half a second penalty. Just waiting for my colleague Law to see what will be the championship points after, well, unprovisionally, after this race, especially in the GT3 class.
So this is, I mean, it's an estimate, right? So Chata Slide will obviously win the LMP1, Robotech will come second, and Plebbo Racing third. But yeah, the real competition is in the GT3 class. So I've kind of predicted that Aracon would come behind Preje out of the pits, but then Preje's just gone into the pits, which is rather annoying. So I might have to just change all of that again.
Yeah, so now yeah, so now Kofi Juicy's gone to second, and Arachnon's gone down to third.
So Preje and the Imperial Racing team will come out. What's that? Fifth in class?
Who's that? Preje?
Yeah.
Sixth.
Sixth in class.
He's sixth at the moment because Jerry Bear is Jerry Bear gone by? Yeah, Jerry Bear's going up towards Dunlop, so yeah. Preje's down in sixth now.
Then Jerry's obviously gone up to fifth in class.
That could possibly be the last stint maybe for Preje. 53 minutes to go on the clock.
No,
might be nipping up.
He'll definitely have to pit again. I feel like he'd have to do some extreme fuel saving at this point, but let's see, we'll not put it past him. I mean, as it stands in the GT3 Championship, Danger Noodle will win the championship. That was a given as long as Jerry is still running. Rotary Gang, so Chile and PK's team. Oh, actually, I need to change that because they're not participating. Okay, so yeah, it'll be Danger Noodle first, and then Kofi Beans will be on 36 points, so they'll come second. Orange Sierra will come third with 32 points. Well, actually, third and fourth between Orange Sierra, which is Aracon, and sixth Chic, which is Alex and Wiley, will be both on 32 points. So they'd actually be tied for the third place in the championship.
But I think Alex will be actually ahead of Darth, because if they would have went on to win it, they would have had one win compared to Darth that they didn't have any wins.
Could be, so it could come down to, you know, equal points, but yeah, like equal points, but it might come down to something like that, which would be, yeah, it'd be a shame for the driver who loses out on that. But that just shows, man, it's so tight for that second, third, and fourth. Anything can happen. So Kofi is securing second as it stands because he is in a really strong position in second place. So he's really, despite everything that's gone on, I mean, looking at the back of his car, it is full of scratches.
It is, yeah.
That's everything about this race, really. But I mean, you know, he's keeping it in there. He's second, and he's good. He's so far securing second place in the championship.
The only thing that was quite interesting, that was prior to the Red Bull race, the team of Alex getting it all wrong at the Ford chicane, was Alex's team, the Sixth Sense cheap silly Sean's car. Before the Red Bull race, they were sitting second in the championship behind your team. And then
Yeah.
obviously Wiley did have that sort of a struggle around there, and I think they finished last overall in that race, so that propped them way down the points. But I mean, to be fair, Alex has given it a proper good go to try and finish second in the championship. I mean, they're going to be third guaranteed if they still manage to win this race in the class. Sorry.
It's such a strong showing. I mean, I will say it again, in the Citroen on what has been predominantly power circuits, it's impressive. It is genuinely impressive. Obviously, we've had a lot of, throughout all the 4 races, we've had a few, the attendance has been, let's say, spotty. Fun, as, it's not been like completely full races every time, but even still, like, the people that have showed up have been there and they've been consistent and they've shown improvement, and it's been good to see. I mean, this is for Alex to come here, and I know he's had 2 softs, but again, he's in the Citroen on 2 massively long straights, and he's kept his nose clean. I mean, albeit in the last few laps it's been scruffy. He's lost about 10 seconds to Kofi, but
yeah,
that's the benefit of having such a massive lead.
Gap now extending from second overall, Rascal to Robocopy, just over 8 seconds. So I think Robocopy's just more than happy just to probably stick his Toyota in that 3rd place and guarantee second in the championship. But I mean, this has been a completely dominant display, this from Cha Cha Sliders. They won Fuji, although Rascal didn't want to win it that way with Vendor's disconnection. And then Charles winning at the Nürburgring. And then Rascal winning it at the Nürburgring, my apologies. Then Charles winning it at Red Bull Ring. And it just looks like it's going to be an absolute dominant victory here again. And it just shows, the power team of Charles and the Rascal in this championship is quite formidable.
Yep, absolutely. Rascal's rise to, I think this has been quite impressive, actually, Rascal. I think he's demonstrated quite a lot of willingness to take part in the GR3 championship, and I absolutely think he should, because I think he would actually be really quite formidable. It'd be interesting to see how because some people are really good at LMP1 cars, and some people are better at GR3 cars. And it'll be interesting to see whether his pace translates to GR3, because he is definitely solidly a Lobby A driver, based upon what we've seen so far.
He can give you a good run for your money for your championship for Season 5, don't you think?
Oh, well, I mean, let's see.
He came into this ARC quite... I think he's just quite new to this ARC, isn't he? I don't think he competed in Season 4. I don't think it... I mean, I was telling him about the Monza race. I says, go look up that race then and watch how Laro and I commentated. But he was just saying, that race was phenomenal.
it legitimately was. Like, I told my friends about about ARC, because I always have to tell them, oh yeah, no, I can't play FIFA tonight, I'm doing online racing. And they're like, what? And I showed them that race, and they're like, what on earth? It really was. That was literally like a highlight reel for ARC. That race was just insane. But we have seen rookies come in and then just be on the pace straight away. I mean, like, look at him, man. On Season 4, like, came in and he was just, obviously in the GTR.
GTR.
It's like insanely OP in that championship. But even still, like, came in and some of the times he was pulling a Catalunya on that final race was like mega on the controller.
And how he was at Spa too, like he blitzed that pole position time. He was like,
yeah,
absolutely just blitzed the whole field away. And then obviously the incident that happened on the last lap, and that sort of,
I thought you were talking about my incident on the last lap.
Oh no! Everything was all happened on the last lap. I know Inman was involved in it too. But it just goes to show, like, the class, the depth and field that we have is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I just hope it gets
lateral in a Racon. Oh, lateral's just completely hit a Racon off the track. Oh no. Well, I think that was the case anyway.
This actually went by Kofi being Kofi Juicy. Oh no, I was daft. My apologies. Let's see.
Yeah, We're watching the replay.
Oh, I don't know. I think did Arachnon turn in on them?
Oh, I don't know. There's a bit of a lag spike, maybe actually.
Ah, too late. But I don't know. But I mean,
that's serious damage for Arachon. Unfortunately, he's into the pits.
And that's the first time you actually see the LMP1 car smashing a GT3 car, and actually the GT3 car coming off second best. Oh, Jerry Bear just manages to get by. So this has now thrown second place wide open, because I think you said Orange Sierra was going to be finish. Oh no, maybe lower down.
They were on course to be level with 666 Chic.
Ah, right, okay.
So now, actually, this is guaranteeing Wiley and Alex third place as it stands. Wiley's cracking open a can of beer here.
If only he could have done a lot better at the Red Bull Ring, they could have challenged for second in the championship. But 45 minutes to go. Kofi could make a mistake here and there. He is slowly catching up to Alex. 35 seconds now.
Yeah. I remember that I think that team was really helped out by, the GR3 class was, there was only 4 cars, 4 GR3s in the Nürburgring race, so he finished last, but he was still 4th, and that really, really helps. That really, really helped them, so props to turning up and being consistent throughout the championship, because this is where it shows, this is where the benefits come. But yeah, that's third place. Pretty sure that is. I mean, commentators curse again, but Venom in the pit.
Venom Smith in from 5th position now. Ender's just gone by, and Kev has gone by him too.
I hope, at this point of the stage of the race, can I take a comfort break? And I will be away from the stream.
You can take a little pit stop as well. You can take one.
I mean, I can take my shirt off. Apparently, that's okay.
Well, I mean, if it's up to you, like. You can take your trousers off, all I know. Anyway, we're looking at Ender. Snell sitting in 4th place, 33 seconds away from Robo. So Cha-Cha Sliders are going to win the drive. Well, they've already won the LMP1 championship. It looks like it's going to be Robocopy's team that's going to finish in 2nd, and then it's going to be Pleb Bull that will finish in 3rd. As we're looking here towards Ender and towards the PlayStation chicane. Venom's going on to his last set of the soft tyres. So he's got 42 seconds to catch up to Kev, which is pretty much going to be, a second a time at the moment. Yes, Robotech, yeah. Yeah, we're just about past 9:15 at night time, so we've still got 43 minutes to go, so we will be going late night commentating indeed. Children, I'm saying I wish I could have made Love Me Some Lemons, but you could have had PK racing, but PK didn't want to race at all. Charles in the pits, the leader. This will be his last pit stop, I reckon. As well as Lateral, but I think he's got that damage, hasn't he? Yes, indeed he does. So the gap now up to 52 seconds, and he just lapped Predjay did Larasco. So I think Charles will still come out just ahead of his teammate. Robocopy now a further 15 seconds back from Larasco. He's had a very up and down race as Larasco went off at Indianapolis on the first lap, drove his heart out, set the fastest lap of the race, got up to highest second, then had that incident with Cro-Magnon, fell down again, and now there he is back up front, now leading this race as he just puts another lap on Jerry Bear. And Cro-Magnon heading out into the track. As Law is back with us.
In the pits.
Yeah,
Yep.
Are you topless now, or you still got your shirt on?
I've very much got my shirt on. I mean, I'm in Ireland, so I can't exactly. If I have my shirt off, I will freeze. I mean, you're in Scotland actually, so why the heck? Anyway.
Half a second penalty for the new leader, Rascal. So he's going to serve that after Tetra Rouge. Charles is getting a bit of abuse in the chat.
So Charles has pitted, and
that'll be his last, and he's so that whole team has decided not to go softs at all. They've done all their races on the medium tyres.
What a flex. What a total flex.
Yeah, that's just showing off to the field like we could do this without any soft tyres.
Right, so Robo has pitted, so I imagine he's going to put on the mediums again. Yeah, he doesn't really have any other options, so he's going to do mediums 100% to the end of the race. Where's Kev? Kev's Age is in front, and Venom is way behind. So Robo, I think, is going to... Yeah, that's going to nail down 5th place for him, I think.
Well, Kev's got to be pitting, because he's less than 50%, so I think Robo's done for pitting. Kev's still got to do one more pit stop, and I think so too does Ender. Maybe he's about I want to say about 70% of fuel. 40 minutes to go with 70% of fuel. He's going to have to heavily fuel save, but he might risk it. He might risk it going the rest of the way.
Yep.
Looking again at the leader of the GT3 class, Alex Gaiman, going through the Porsche Cavs. 33 seconds now the advantage he has over Kofi Juicy. Last lap times comparison, 4:2.1 for Alex. And what's Kofi doing? A 3:59.6. So yeah. He's gaining about 2 seconds or so a lap on Alex. But I'm wondering, with that gap though being really big, like he's sort of strolling at the moment. He's just taking things precautionary.
Let's see. I mean, how many more laps is there? It should be a 44 to 46 lap race for the LMP ones. No, that's not right at all. That surely is not right.
Nah, I don't think that will be. I'd say. Rascal's on lap 40, so I think they can go maybe what? Nah.
Oh yeah. It's the GR3s are 44 to 46 laps. Yeah, that's what it is. So there's still about, if he's pulling 3 seconds a lap on Alex, and there's about 10 laps left, that gap can come down if that's consistent. If he can consistently get that time.
Alex had a better lap time there, 4 minutes dead, .878 compared to a 3:59.6. So that's a better lap time from Alex. But again, he shouldn't be too concerned. He'll have third place locked up anyways, but he'll want to end it on the high. He'll want the win. He'll definitely want the win.
It'll be his first ARC win, that's for sure. But he must see that time coming down. I don't know whether he's just probably done the maths that I just done, but you can't ship 3 seconds a lap. Ship with a P. You can't ship 3 seconds a lap with about 10 laps left. That's just asking for that. And then Alex does one mistake or one or two more terminal mistakes. Yeah. And it's all curtains. So yeah, get that time back up, Alex.
Just looking here, we've got 18 people watching, 11 likes. Don't forget to give this race a thumbs up, people. And hopefully, if there's someone new, give us a subscribe. If you want to join us, join the Discord chat. We'll put you in a rookie race and that, and see if you're worthy enough to race with us. And then hopefully we'll see you get to see out on the track whenever Season 5 starts, which I don't know. They were discussing about that in the chat on Thursday, when Season 5's going to start. But Rascal's going on to the softs now.
Okay, then. Is he allowed to do that? He's a second driver.
He is a second driver, yeah. But his points will not count, though, I don't think.
But I didn't think second drivers were allowed to carry softs into the race. Techno,
disqualified! Rascal's disqualified! Get him out of here! Get him in the booth! Get him in the booth! Come on!
Yeah, well, thankfully in the YouTube comments we've got the organizer of this specific champ.
Yeah,
so
Wiley saying not allowed. So Rascal's in the naughty books here now.
Oh, laterals round again.
That's the Michelin chicane this time. Auto spin, auto cab spin, is it? Let's find out. Oh, he just late braked again. Late on the brakes again, and it's what you said earlier before, the fatigue. That's definitely coming into play.
That's concentration. That has to be.
Yeah, that's lapse of concentration there. If he was time to breaking points.
Yeah.
Come on, Lado. You've got 36 minutes to go. I mean, even
in his defence, anybody can do it.
Even the best drivers in the world can have lapses of concentration.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Preje is lapping Crow in the same class. Nothing particularly exciting. I just thought that was noteworthy.
He's actually nearly about 40 seconds away to being fully lapped, because Aragnon, after that damage there that he had suffered with Lado, his 3 minutes 24 seconds up the road from Crow. So I think Crow must be on one of the straightaways. I mean, Aragnon must be on the straightaway.
Techno says the second drivers are allowed to use softs, but they count towards the team's softs. Well, okay. Right, that makes sense. Yeah, because they had 2 softs left.
Yeah,
and Charles didn't use.
Yeah, Charles didn't use them at all.
Okay. So why would you give them to Rascal then? If his position is meaningless in this race? Maybe he's just very altruistic and just wants his teammate to have fun.
It's what I. Do you know? I actually said that the same with Robocopy with how he finished in the Nürburgring, because it was Technoguy was the #1 driver at the Nürburgring, but Robocopy wanted to race. But Robocopy was the second driver, but he finished second. But they get the team's points. So overall, Robocopy got the team's points and Technoguy didn't. But even though he was the number 2 driver then. I was like, I thought it was just like the #1 driver that get the points, not the #2 driver. But
yeah, the #1 driver definitely gets the points for the race that they enter.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be the #2 driver that should get the points. I don't know. Rules is rules, and they'll be broken. Jerry Bear's in the pits. This will be his last set, and he is flashing red. He's got 4% of fuel, so. Last pit stop for Jerry. What do you think of Jerry's race then so far? This endurance. What's it been like? It's been sort of interesting.
Yeah, it's been solid. He had one goal, and that's to finish, and he's definitely doing that for sure. He was so strong in the Red Bull Ring in the last race. You know, like he was leading a lot of. Was it the Red Bull Ring was the last one? Or am I getting that
Red
wrong?
Bull. Yeah, the Red Bull was on Thursday.
Yeah. He was in the lead like quite a lot of that race, and you know, just a couple of pens here and there, and you know, I'll give it a benefit of the doubt. It hasn't been the strongest race in the world, but I mean, I put it down like he's relatively I think he's reasonably new to the championship, and you know, I think this is his first time doing endurance races, so you know. 2.5 hours in, he's doing a solid job, and it's not easy. It is not easy doing this, and especially in a car that does not want to save fuel. So he's doing a good job so far. I imagine he's probably sitting there and he's completely knackered. And I think he has a husky. He has like a big husky, and you know what they're like. You know, they're probably sitting beside him, barking away at him. They're like, "Why aren't you paying attention to me? Why are you staring at a screen for 3 hours?
I need the toilet."
Something like that, yeah. So he did say that one time whenever we were doing an SNS that his husky was sitting him, and he was like, "Oh, she's about to talk to me," and so maybe that's happening. You don't know, but yeah, I mean, it just kind of with Predge and Darth, he's got like really strong competition, and they were giving him a really hard race in the initial. But let's see how this all fleshes out, because Darth is flashing red, so he will be in the pits now.
By the
end of this lap.
There was another story that broke out after the McGann Trophy Cup race that we did at Brands Hatch. The absolutely incredible race that Lat and I commentated on, that we went absolutely ballistic about. Late on in the race, I think it was what was the Finnish guy's name? Was it Janier? I think it was Janier. And he went into clear race, the last corner, and just went straight on. And I thought, what has happened to him? And then the excuse was his cat stood on the remote control button, and it pushed off the TV. he pushed the power button off the TV, and that's why he went off. His cat put his paw on the off button. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
No.
Jerry Bear's run a little wide in the Michelin.
That's his dog. Kofi and Alex are pitting, so yep, they are pitting again.
This will be the last lap then. So 27 seconds. So I tell you what, Kofi has done like really well to close up. I mean, at least he's trying to make something out of it.
Yeah, he is bringing the gap down for sure. It's just not enough at this stage, but let's see. Yeah, my American accent wasn't great. Thanks, Techno. I'm aware of this. I'm terrible at doing other accents. When you have a really, really strong accent yourself, it's terrible. It's really hard to do other ones.
I should have asked Jerry Bear. I should have asked if Jerry Bear would have known who Eddie Irvine is, because I just noticed that on your car.
No, I put a lot of like British and Irish references on that car, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't know what any of them are, but he's so polite he won't ask. He's like, what's Tesco Finest? What is that?
I sort of liked Eddie Irvine when he was in Ferrari. Kev's in.
Yeah.
That'll be his last stop.
I mean, that sponsor, that's he opened up kind of near where I grew up. He opened up a big karting facility, shortly after he retired, and it's like a big karting center and football and 3G pitches and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he's done a lot for the local area, that's for sure. He's been there plenty of times.
Even though he happily lives in a boat somewhere in Italy now, isn't he? Something like that.
Probably. Yeah, he's a bit of a playboy. He's probably not one of Northern Ireland's greatest exports, but we take what we can get. After George Best drinking himself to death, and then we don't have the best.
So, yeah, another penalty for Kev Meister. I think what Techno Guy was saying before, must have shortcutted the pits going into the pit lane, so he's going to have to serve that. So Robocop, he's got up into 4th place, half a minute though behind Robo now is Kev. So I think that's firmly confirmation that Robotech will finish 2nd in the championship, and Plebville will have to settle for 3rd.
Techno says he can't do accents. You can't even do your own accent, mate.
We couldn't even hear his accent on the stream.
No, I mean, how can you tell when he's doing an accent when you can't hear him? we jest. We jest. Just on the update, I guess, on the lead for the GT3 race. So Alex, that gap's come down even further. It's 24 seconds. So I don't know. Like that's 20 seconds has come off his lead.
That is, yeah.
Since he finished his soft stint.
Do you know, I think Wiley's can of beer might be on hold at the moment here, because I think
put that
he could
on
be
ice.
a little bit. Yeah, put it on ice. Put it back in the fridge, more like. But I think this could be a little bit interesting here. With 27 minutes to go, and there's 24 seconds, and it's still slowly coming down.
Anything can happen. Literally anything can happen. If Alex bins it once more, if he does, Kofi's right in it. So they're both on. The only thing I would say is Alex is on less fuel as well. So Alex is going to have to really fuel save, which is obviously a less difficult challenge in the Citroen, but yeah, Kofi's definitely got the fuel advantage here as well. So Kofi can just absolutely push. And as you said earlier in the stream, it's give or take, a few laps in, and then that's when the Lexus gets into its stream of things. Wiley Coyote is saying nail biting finish. Just hold on to your nails just yet. I think this could be an interesting finish for the end of the GT3. Looking here at lateral, he's a full lap down. He's got Ender right behind him. I feel somewhat bad. I feel somewhat bad for Lado, even though he's my co-commentator. He's given this a crack. He did very well in the qualifying race, finishing 3rd, kept his nose clean, didn't pick up a penalty, and in the races that he's done here, he competed in Fuji, done a couple of mistakes here and there, and at the Nürburgring, he was sort of very unlucky trying to find a way through traffic and that. It's been really tough for Lado. Does he play on PC a lot? Is he more of a PC sim racer?
I don't know.
Oh no!
Arachnon's gone.
Arachnophobia is gone. Oh no! Was there a spider on the wall? He's gone.
Was there a spider on the screen? More to the point. Well, that's pretty much solidified 6th Sense Racing. They're getting there third in the championship. It's not. I mean, it's not what we wanted to see a driver retired in there. But I don't know if there was some. I want to see if anyone has actually made contact with him, if they've picked up any damage or something, or did he bin it himself? Looks like to me everyone is all relatively fine. I don't know if there was if it was like a disconnection.
It must be a DQ. Oh no, not DQ, DC. Sorry.
It could be a DC, or he might have messed it up. We don't know, but it's been tough there for Ragnon. He was leading the GT3 race early on, but then it just fell apart in the middle of in the race.
So, yeah, I'm looking at the gaps, and really, there's no battles. I think everybody's quite far apart here at the moment in time, but obviously that can all change. I guess the main gap that we're looking out for is Alex, but Alex and Kofi isn't really bringing down that gap any further, although 23 seconds, that's it. 23. Yeah, Kofi did a 3-second a lap. His last lap was 3 seconds quicker, so that's the kind of pace that Kofi needs right now.
Pridgey will make his last pit stop coming in, possibly this time by. Yeah, I think the only real close battle that's out there is fourth, and actually the battle for fifth, with Kev Meister v Venom, up to about 4.2 seconds, but Kev is pulling away. He's actually set the fastest lap of the race of everyone, 3 minute 22.7. You can see there Venom in the background. That's really the only close battle that's out there, but the next closest battle was the battle for second place, potentially. Larasco, 6.1 seconds away from Ender.
Yeah, I just picked up Darth and picking up a small penalty there on the start of the Mulsanne Straight. So Pridgey will pit. It's about 50 seconds ahead. I think that will put him right around Darth here. So that could be a battle there for... Yeah.
That'll be inter-team battle, isn't it? That'll be inter-team battle because they are teammates.
Yeah, right enough. So it's good to see Charles's internet has held up. I mean, he had a few problems, didn't he, in this unfortunately in this championship with the Trinidad internet and the storms that he's had.
I think what was the problem was when you had Charles and Hideki, because also Hideki had bad connection issues too, and I think that obviously came to fruition at Laguna Seca, wasn't it, when we couldn't get them in. Yeah. Also, Polyphony had that problem with their connections and all. But I just think when you have Charles and Hideki in, when they're two different places in the world, it's pretty tough. Like, I mean, if we had that, remember that Monza race that we had, that went along perfectly because we didn't have Charles and Hideki in that lobby.
Yeah. But despite that, I mean, it's good. Obviously, like, he had I think a storm hit his island, and that's why he couldn't do. I think, was it the Red Bull race? I think it was that he couldn't do, or was it the one before that? It might have been. It was actually Nürburgring, maybe, because I was looking forward to racing him actually, because he had entered, because he was obviously Kofi Bean's.
Yeah, he was a teammate. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was supposed to be in that race, and then Storm Gonzalo hit, which is the best name for a storm, by the way. That hit his area. So, so he kept posting in the Discord server like cloudy, rainy weather. And he's like, "Why is it still raining?" And we're all like, "Well, welcome to Britain or Northern Europe." That's what we have every day, man.
I'm just actually kind of surprised to see that Charles doesn't have I think he might have because normally whenever we see Charles race, we always see that traditional black and red for his his proud native country, Trinidad and Tobago. I think
it's on the side of the car.
Yeah, I was just about to say it might be on the side of the car. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it now. Oh, hello, Caesar. How you doing? My dog's just hit me on the knee.
Well, that's good.
Look, I've got 20 minutes to go, Caesar. Hold on. Yeah, just confirmation there from Arachnon that Arachnon has disconnected. So, tough break there for Arachnon. Out of the race, so we're down to 6 GT3 cars now with, oh, we've got to do the F12 button, I forgot to do that. So anyways, Charles with the lead, with 20 minutes to go, 24 seconds he has over Ender, and Ender has nearly just about a 4-second lead over Larasco in third. There he is. Robocopy has just picked up a penalty, but he's served it, but he's got nearly a half a minute advantage over Kev Meister, and almost certainly we're going to finish second in the championship points. Kev will finish in fifth. Still pretty good showing there, and it's also nice to see an ARC original out on the track, and hopefully that will see him returning again for season 5. Hopefully that passion is back in again from Kev. Venom Cusack, solid effort to be in 6th place, and Laro, try as he might, but respect to him, he's still plodding on, 7th place, and he's actually now, I think, a full lap down. I think he's like the first driver in the LMP1 class to be a full lap down. Alex Gaiman, though, the gap is still coming down, 16 seconds now, so Alex could be looking a bit wary now, because Kofi is catching very quickly too. Then you got Darth Nihilus just ahead of his teammate, as we said there, because Pregi was making his pit stop with that famous Ayrton Senna livery. 5.5 seconds he has over his teammate Pregi, who's under a lot of pressure now from Jerry Bear in the high and high. That would definitely please Law, anyways. And in 13th place, a full lap down now is Cro Magna, 8 laps down overall. And one retirement, that would be the Corvette of Ragnon, who unfortunately disconnected. So the only closest battle now that's going on is your car with Preci.
Well, you say that, but I mean, this gap between Alex and Kofi is coming down. It really is coming down, and like Alex is about 4 seconds off his normal pace on if the sector timings are to be believed. So this 18 minutes to go. This will go. I think if Kofi continues this charge, he will catch him. He absolutely will catch him, which is unbelievable to think, really.
That would be an incredible Kofi time, that, wouldn't it?
I think it is Kofi time. You said, I said, is it Kofi time about 2 hours ago, and you're like, no, it'll be Kofi time later on in the race. Well, it is Kofi time.
I think it's definitely Kofi time right now. I wonder how he'll cope in the GT3 Championship if he goes on into compete in it, because I hope he can, because it definitely shows to me that he does have a lot of potential to be up there for season 5.
I would say, like, honestly, if we have, the next season, if all these people come in, we're going to have a mighty scrap for, like, maybe just if we get all the usual suspects, like, Unigatis and Chili's and Dans and, all of that. They'll nail down maybe the first kind of 5 or 6 places, but holy moly, the midfield battle will be intense. Insane. Like with Dart getting quicker, Prejek, was coming right on song towards the end of that championship as well, wasn't he? So this makes me excited, I think.
Yeah, I would love to see Ruby back, and Dan's possibly back too for season 5. I would love to see them back, but I think it's almost certainty that Thomas TT, I don't think he's going to be coming back, because he's also moved over to PC, unfortunately. I think someone was saying to me that Dan's has sold his PS4. He's gone over to PC. I mean,
in a way, it's a transitional time.
I hope they get a PS5. Yeah.
I think everybody will, because Gran Turismo 7 looked epic. It really looks amazing, and if they do fix a lot of the problems that they have, like, I don't see why we wouldn't go in there, but it's a transitional time. You've got the PS4 coming to its end of its life. PC gaming's getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper to run, like, your iRacings and your set of courses and all that kind of stuff. So it's just a transitional time at the moment. So, but I mean, the community's in rude health. I mean, we had like 52 sign-ups for the last champs, and when it comes around again, I think it probably will be the last champs on Gran Turismo Sport. But we'll hopefully send it out with a swan song anyway. And then hopefully we'll be all back on Gran Turismo 7 or elsewhere, but let's see.
I mean, I would like to see some, like, ARC, like, to broaden it, like, have some other sort of racing in there, like, have, as you say, ACC whenever they do private lobbies, but...
Yeah.
I mean, with this new update that they put in, that you're going to have to pay to have a server for ACC, will they do that? Who knows? F1 2020... Yeah. I did read some stuff that you have to pay if you want to go for a private server. F1 2020, I've heard some good stuff about it. I heard it's like one of the better F1 games recently. Will be going to F1 or whatever. You know, it's...
I think the problem with F1 is that it's not... F1's not... It's too on the arcadey side. And I know Gran Turismo Sport has its critics and people do accuse it of being arcadey sometimes, but, you know, I'm not incredibly realistic, but yeah, it's still a... I think also people do prefer racing GT3 cars. They're just... Sometimes they're racing like F1 cars, or... I mean, we even had the Super Formula champs on this. It's just a completely different style of racing, and it's hard, and it's... I don't know, I think GT3s can race closer. I think they're more fun to drive in some aspects as well. So... I think that we're all a bit... I think we're all a little bit disappointed by Assetto Corsa Competizione because of the 30 FPS cap on consoles, and private lobbies support initially wasn't great, but yeah, I still think when GT7 comes out, I got a feeling it will be great. I think the PS5 will be something. I think everybody will get a PS5 eventually. But,
I'm definitely going to save up for one, because my mate just gave me 20 quid as like my birthday money, so that's going towards for my PS5 and that. But
it depends really, because not everybody has the money to build a PC either. Because to build a decent good gaming PC, you're talking like 700, 800, 900 pounds. I know you can make a budget gaming PC, but sim racing is intense on a PC's resources. You know, and if you're going to buy a PC to play racing games on it, you're going to build a sim rig, or you're going to build some sort of... You need a wheel and pedals and all that kind of stuff, so the cost of entry is going to be high.
Pass for second place as Rascal's past Ender at the Ford chicane. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you there, but Rascal makes it. Cha-Cha Sliders 1-2 with 13 minutes to go.
Will Ender make it to the end of the race?
Yeah, he will. He will definitely make it. Yeah. He said he'll be fuel saving all the way. I think with what's happening with this quarantine stuff, I think with this whole sim racing, it's really evolved now since this quarantine, because you had like Formula 1 drivers doing it. They're competing in F1 lobbies, and it's got like other F1 YouTubers doing the same thing and racing against them too, and it's kind of inspired like the likes of like people that were in this to do something like that, to maybe compete with them one day. I think it's just like skyrocketed, hasn't it? The sim rig, like the sim rig on PCs or whatever.
It's certainly, and I'll say it again, I think it's a transition phase. We'll see where we come out at the end of it, you know, where everything shakes out. I think 2021 will be, you know, an interesting year, because once the PS5's launched and hopefully we know more about Gran Turismo 7, we'll see where everything... I could see us probably having 2 championships, maybe one on PC and then one on the PS5. Because ultimately I think they want to make it accessible to, you know, go where everybody else is. I still think that racing enthusiasts will probably go for the PC just because of iRacing, and, you know, when you put Assetto Corsa on ultra high settings, it's probably one of the best sim racers out there, so...
I would like to still have Dan's and that still in the lobby with us, like it's still communicated there, because I mean, I only just noticed too that he's, you know, stepped down as being an admin member, but obviously he's focusing more on the racing. But I mean, I'm always a guy that hates changes and that. I know Thomas said he's not competing in Edit now, and Ruby, I think he's pretty much done for GT Sport, and I mean, I'd like to see them back again, you know. It's...
What do they say? Change is the variety. What do you call it? Variety, spice of life. So, you know, where Dan's comes out, where those people come out, you know, they get another somebody else filling that. But it's like F1, isn't it? It's like people are gutted when Alonso retired, but look at him. He's come back in 3 years. You know, Alonso's coming back after 3 or 4 years. Well, can happen. Change happens all the time. Don't worry. Jerry's catching Prej here. So, come on, Jerry, make it a good finish for us.
Here we go. Them reunited their long 2-hour battle that they had in the Red Bull Ring, and now they found themselves yet each other again. Only with 10 minutes this time, so. You know.
I guess on the update on the Alex and Kofi time has not been as strong as I think Alex has really picked up the pace, which is good to see. He had an incredibly ordinary lap on lap 39. I think that's where he lost a bunch of time, but yeah, they're kind of matching each other's pace actually. And no longer is he catching him by like 2 or 3 seconds a lap.
Yeah,
but let's see.
That's a pretty nice lap time in the last lap from Alex Gaiman, 3:59.999. The 1,000 of the 4-minute mark. What was Kofi's last lap? 3:58.9. So,
it's definitely catching him, but it's just not enough. It's nowhere near enough. So Kofi really needs to get the pedal down and try not to make any penalties. He needs more like a 3:57. That's like, you know, what he did in lap 37. He needs to be doing that. So what he just did a 4:01. That's a really ordinary time. That's a poor time from Kofi, unfortunately.
I'm just
so
wondering
he lost 2 seconds.
I'm wondering if Wiley's sort of like half away from the screen to the fridge to get that, you know, that can of beer back out again.
I still wouldn't do anything. 16 seconds can disappear. GR3's coming past. Yeah, the LMP1s are coming past.
We've passed the 2-hour 50 mark. We've got less than 10 minutes to go until the end of this long and frantic race, which has been pretty much marred with a lot of penalties, a lot of contacts. It's just absolute madness, this whole race. I think the drivers will be kind of glad that this race is over.
Yeah, it's definitely a race of attrition. It's a race of who gets the fewest penalties. Jerry's just going to lap Crow here. The Crow's been lapped by the entire field.
I think Jerry Bear's got... Oh no, it was Crow got a penalty there. Yeah. But he's sort of lost ground though on there, Darth. Nagati's in the chat there. I hope you're going to compete in Season 5 because I'd hate to see you go.
I mean, there's no chance. He's like... he debuted and then he was immediately fast and won the first champs. Like, you don't then duck out. You don't do it in Nico Rosberg. You got to come and defend your title, man.
I thought you were going to say in Alex Rogers, because when he won the title, he's like, I'm not competing Season 4. Finish, watches the first race. Oh, the race is good. Oh, I'll come back in then.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to repeat. That's not going to repeat itself now. Gap between Kev and Robo is 33 seconds. So that's a sizable gap.
Robo just putting a lap on Kofi. Oh, gets held up behind.
Yeah, I think the LMP one. The LMP seemed.
You alright there?
Are you sure will Ender get to the? Sorry, are you sure Ender will get to the end of the race on that? I don't know. I just think that's a low amount of fuel.
I think he's got to put his fuel map all the way to about 4 or 5, maybe, just to consolidate. His last lap is a 3:32, so that was 6 seconds slower than his previous lap. So he's definitely in heavy fuel saving mode for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean the gap now 15 seconds, and if he's fuel saving compared to Robocopy's 3:23, that's 9 seconds a lap he gained there. So Robocopy will get third place easy. He's 14 seconds off. He's 14 seconds off. So he's definitely fuel saving.
The gap is coming down incredibly fast. It's coming down very, very fast. Ender is in full fuel saving mode here. So the podium is still up for grabs here. Yeah. Robo is going to catch him easily.
Yeah, probably maybe next time by for sure he is. Yeah, fastest lap by Rascal, 3:22. He comes across the line at a 3-minute 40.665. That's 18 seconds slower.
That's a slow lap. Did he make? He must have made a mistake somewhere. There's no way you can shave off from a 26 to a 32 to a 40. That's an incredible amount of time to lose.
3-minute 29.2 there from Robocopy, so that's 11 seconds he gained then.
Oh, Kev's got massive damage. Engine and front and left suspension as well. Where did he do that?
I just caught a replay of it, and it's too far back. I don't think there was any cars in front of him or behind him, so he must have went off. Probably at the chicane, maybe. Forgot
will he pit?
And he's got a half a second penalty. He's going to have to pit.
Yeah.
He's going to have to surrender 5th place to Venom in the process.
Nice one, Venom. No, that's good solid job from Venom then. He's getting to 5th.
Yeah, to get a top 5 spot, even though you haven't done that much practice.
Alex is only 2 seconds behind. 2 seconds in front of Kofi. Kofi he's made a massive mistake somewhere.
He has, yeah. His last lap was a 4-minute 12.
Oh my goodness. The lead is gone.
Wiley, get the can back in the fridge. He's right there too. So 5 minutes to go.
The Stella's back in the fridge. Oh, Alex, what have you done? Oh no, we didn't see it. He must have spun somewhere.
He did, he must have. I don't think he's got damage though, has he? No, he hasn't, so he has gone off somewhere. And again, it's what you were saying before, the lapse of concentration, the fatigueness is going to be is going to come into play in these last couple of laps as Kofi gets it literally all wrong in the PlayStation chicane.
So... because he was doing 359s, and I thought that is good pace, Alex. Just keep it doing. But as I said, anything can happen. Literally, he's just lucky he didn't get any damage. Now I wonder, 4 minutes to go, can he hold it off?
Yeah, can he hold off a hard charging Kofi time? It's definitely Kofi time now.
Meanwhile, Ender and Robo's gap is down to 3 seconds, so Robo will easily pass Ender here for podium place.
Nagari's just said in the stream there, Law has ruined Alex's race.
I am so sorry, but I mean, regardless of whatever he does, it's been a stunning race from him. I think it's been such a solid.
I'm going to be pretty sure that Alex is going to probably block you on Discord now.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't blame him. I mean, fair enough. So Robo's just going to easily pass Ender here for 3rd place. And it is done. So Robo's up to 3rd, Ender's in 4th. And yeah, I mean...
Oh, this is just after Arnage too. So here he goes. And the heavy fuel saving there from Ender. Yeah, look how he's just going at a snail's pace, isn't he? With the fuel save, yeah, just gets by him there. Nice and clean. So 3rd place guaranteed now for Robo.
You cannot keep saying guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed in this race. Look at Alex. He had a 40-second lead when he pitted on lap... what was it? Lap 30?
Comparing in hindsight here, the gap with Robocopy to Kev Meister, I know I keep saying guaranteed 2nd, but the gap between Robocopy to Kev is about 1 minute and 40 seconds. With 2 minutes to go, I think that's highly impossible. I don't think even a 5-year-old can lose that amount of gap. This will be the last lap anyways for these drivers here, so they're going to get by. They're going to do one more lap here. The gap 1.4 seconds, so Kofi's got to get a move on here because this will be the last lap of this race.
And to see the minute Kofi gets anywhere near the Citroen slipstream, it's over.
He's there now. He's within a second, so he is within slipstream distance. Actually, Kofi setting the fastest lap that he's done in this race, a 3:57.881. We could have ourselves a last lap pass here.
It literally will be. I think Alex needs to keep it really clean here. Oh, and there's an LMP1 coming up behind him, a Venom Snake.
That is Venom Snake. Yeah. He'll get them. He'll get them at the street there. Yeah, he'll get them on the street. And the gap going up now, 1.6 seconds now.
Oh yeah, Kofi's had an ordinary first few corners.
Just looking at the back there of Venom, and here, looking at the back there, that car's just it's just got loads of dents and scratches on it. Here comes Venom. I wonder if he can get some sort of a slipstream off Venom to get closer to Alex.
Yeah, he will do. Alex will be sweating his arse off, like absolutely sweating, because this is his first win in ARC. I'm pretty sure, unless he's won a Lobby C or something like that. I
thought you were going to say balls.
Well, that as well. I'm just sweating everywhere. I'd be sweating everywhere.
Oh, I'll be definitely sweating like a Dyslexicon countdown for me, surely.
Is that on the bingo card?
Not on the 2018 bingo card, no.
Okay, that's a new one. Oh, Alex has won Lobby B races. Okay, so he knows what it's like to win, but even still. After 3 hours,
yeah, it's come down to this. It just comes down to this, and I think it's Charles going to do. Charles has just set his best lap actually, 3:23.270. Rorasco's going to come across the line only just to start the last lap. That is it.
Yep.
So Charles and Rorasco's going to have a victory tour. It's this absolute domination from the pair of them. Robocopy will finish this race third in the race in the LMP1 class, as he takes a completely different line now on the exit of the Porsche curves. But it's guaranteed to be a third place, half a second penalty, that will be nothing. Although he's got to set up before the start-finish line. And it's not a long start-finish straight too. Oh, he just did it. So there you go, confirmation second in the guaranteed second in the championship there for Robotech. Ender will come across the line then to finish in fourth place. Nice effort there. Lateral struggled, but he will finish the race overall. So respect to Lateral for keeping on going. As this battle then for the win for the GT3 class is getting very, very close indeed.
It is so close, but there's no room to overtake in this last sector. So Kofi has to do it now.
He has to do it now. Here he goes. He's going to go to the outside of the Porsche cab. Nearly contact there.
Oh.
Has he got in? He's through. Kofi's through. Oh, he's done it around the outside. Oh, Wile E. Coyote. That can will be thrown out the window.
Oh, he's coming back.
Oh, he's going back. He's going back. Here we go. Side by side. There's contact there. All four wheels off the exit of the Porsche curves. Is that a penalty? Anyways, Venom will cross the line fifth, so nice effort from Venom. He will finish there in fifth place, but we've got to go back here to the lead of the battle for the win. Sideways, they're bumping! They're bumping here! Into the Kenny Lane. Oh, he's been ghosted out of it! And Kofi! I think there'll be some... Oh, he's just going to let him by. I think he's going to let Alex by. I think that's spotting me. So fair play there to Kofi. Alex will win it. And Kofi, but that mile by, that was interesting. That was so good to see. Here comes Kevmeister for Pleb Bull Racing, third place in the championship, sixth overall. And who we're waiting for now? We're waiting for, is that Darth? Yeah, Darth is going to be the next one.
And Jerry, yep. Jerry is very close to running out of fuel.
Oh, is he? Let's have a look. He should be alright. He's lost a lot of time there to Predgy now, isn't it? Now down to 20 odd seconds.
That was incredible. Like, I mean, obviously not the cleanest racing in the world, but oh, that was
like NASCAR style bump and run. That
was honestly, that was 3 hours of tension just coming out in the last few corners.
It was just pretty much like the battle with Dan's and the Gatti at the Spa race too, but you know that ended in a bit of tears when Thomas came into play. Here comes Darth. He's going to come across to finish third overall in the class. So solid effort there from Darth. Here comes his teammate Predjing, will finish 4th and 11th overall. I wonder if Charles and Orasco are going to do like a Ferrari finish like they did back in the old days. Let's see what Jerry Bear can do. Jerry Bear, he's going to be fine. He's going to be at least a couple of miles short away from 1,000 miles in this car.
I mean, yeah, and Crow is a lap down, so yeah.
But fair play to Crow for sticking in there.
Well done, Jerry.
Jerry Bear, champions then. You'll be very happy with that. You can get your pint of Guinness out.
Yep.
And Cro-Magnon will come across the line. Yeah, look at that traditional formation there. So Charles and Larasco, Cha-Cha Sliders dominating as usual. 4 wins out of 4. Absolutely dominance there from Charles and Larasco. And then we'll wait for Cro-Magnon to complete the field. Here he comes. Across the line.
Oh my
And there
goodness.
you go. That is it.
Well, is
Ooh-wee.
it? Because Techno has just said that all the post-race pens are ×3. So, I mean, I said at the start, they're going to take a month to go through all the penalties there, because that was just an incredible amount of stuff.
Definitely.
But, yeah, well done, everybody. That was something.
Right then, and we've got the reverse quit to go, so stay tuned. No, I'm really joking.
What are we doing? 6 hours?
My oh my,
Yeah.
that was some good fun racing there. So yeah, any drivers that stood out for you?
I mean, I got to give driver a day to Alex. I just brilliant consistency, kept his nose clean, and you know it wasn't his fault obviously that he got involved into a battle in the last few corners, but I thought it was such a strong performance from him. I mean, obviously Charles was just mental out front, so congratulations to Charles. He's my LMP1 driver of the day. But then, yeah, GT3 has to go to Alex.
Well, there you go then. That has been the Endurance Series. I'm just hoping we can get the World Cup, the one that I suggested in. I hope we can get that sorted, because I think...
Yeah, that'll be class.
I would love... I've been begging and pleading like the admin, if we could do a World Cup, please, just have a World Cup. That'd be so good. I know Nugati's wanting it done too. So, I don't know, I'll try and push and that and see if we can get that working. I said I'll happily make the cars and all that, and I'll do the tracks now or whatever, but... We'll see if it goes through, but I'm touching wood that it does. So there we go.
We could do a one-off. Do a one-off,
and then see what it's like. And then if it gets positive views, we can get like more people in, hopefully, and get to see it. Anyways, that has been it then for the ARC Endurance Racing. A massive thank you to Law for commentating with me. Congratulations to the Cha-Cha Sliders for winning the LMP1 class, and congratulations to what's your team name again? Fire Bob Mother Truckers, what was it called again?
Danger Noodle Racing.
That's the one, Danger Noodles, that's the ticket. And yeah, we will see you whenever there's going to be another televised ARC event, which I'm hoping it's going to be soon, because, I miss being a part of the ARC and all that, and, it's nice to have a bit of a break, but it's good to be back out again, eh?
Yep. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, yeah, anyways, we will see you all later for whenever. Until then, goodbye.